All right, let's go ahead and get to it here. Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world. Pull up a chair. It's time to get down to the business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. Glad to be with you all here again. Before we get deep off into tonight's subject matter, because that's what you're here for, a little bit of housekeeping that needs to be done here. I invited some folks who joined us for the Valentine's Day event. It went extremely well. It surpassed my expectations. A lot more folks showed up than I thought were going to be there. It was a packed house. It was a full event, standing room only. And AZ was there with us. I want you to go ahead and unmute yourself. AZ was there with us in question here. I asked a few folks to come on. They're kind of tied up right now, but you were there with us on the night in question. Before I say anything else here, have I prompted you or coached you with any answers or anything beforehand?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so what you're going to say next is just your honest opinion and assessment of how the activities of the evening went.
Yeah, I mean, I was interested in participating after you announced it the second time, so I signed up. Never really thought I would participate in that type of an event, online, virtual, meeting people, but, I was pleased by how organized it was. Definitely a nice mixture of people from all over the U.S., outside of the U.S. There were some international participants as well. I think we had some opportunities to make some great conversations. Well organized. People were, very active in the shared session when the introductions went on. It was really on you to kind of take notes, but there was still opportunity to kind of have conversations with people as people were introducing themselves, taking notes on who you wanted to speak with. And then they laid out, the private rooms, and you got to, laying out your private selections with Jason, and everything went kind of smooth. So I actually wanted to step out, and then fortuitously I ended up coming back in and continue having some great conversations. But overall, it was definitely worth my time, and I appreciate all the work that Jason and Eve put into hosting that night. Definitely well done.
Well, glad for the remarks there. And just to clarify there, you actually did leave the event, actually. You'd actually left the event altogether, and then something struck him to come back, and after he came back, it was on and popping at that point, basically.
Yeah, I had a couple more conversations for sure. Yes.
It was on and popping. All right. Well, I'm very glad you stopped through to go ahead and give us a little bit of your time here to find out what's going on in that regard, and let people know how the experience went for you. So definitely you are invited to go ahead and join us again if we ever do that in the future. Thank you very much for your insights on that.
Thank you. Be one.
Well, like I say, everybody, it was a good evening. It was a good evening here in regard. I think I got one more person on the line for it as well. Zoom user, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, I'll go ahead and give them a chance here if it takes too long, though.
Hey.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We do got you on the line. Okay. You were also part of the event as well, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
All right. Well, definitely. Have I spoken to you beforehand to coach you, prime you, or coerce you about what to say in regards to the event?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, this will be your opportunity here. Just very briefly, can you let everyone know how the event went for you as far as your experience?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I thought the event went well. It was fun. It was well organized. I thought that you paid a lot of attention and care and put a lot of care, you and Eve, and yeah, I enjoyed myself. It was fun speaking to all of the different ladies, and I was thoroughly satisfied and impressed with the quality of individuals that I was meeting and engaging with, for sure.
Okay, so would it be fair to say it was worth your time?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was fun.
Most important question of all is whether or not it's actually worth your time. Because we can get pretty much anything else back in life is our time we don't get more of. Well, I want to thank you for being a part of it there. I know you got a lot of feedback. You got a lot of interest. So I'm going to let you get back to fielding your phone calls and everything. But thank you very much for joining us and for taking part in it.
Word, for sure.
All right. I just wanted to give you all a little bit of feedback on that as far as that was concerned. And yeah, that happened. So, all right. Don't ask me when we're going to do another one. Good grief. I'm still trying to recover from the last one. Tonight's program here is about what settling really looks like. And I really got to rip the Band-Aid off of this. Now, to be totally honest with you, I've just seen so much foolery going on that I wasn't even going to say anything. But I really want to put this in context of what this really is. Now, as you all know, I've been talking about the nonsense that is with Rihanna ever since, of all the people in the world, she turns up one day pregnant by ASAP Rocky. And lo and behold, I was telling you all before that this guy is the poster child for the emasculated black male. The only thing he wants to do with Rihanna is argue about which aisle for purses and high heels they're going to be on. Well, to show you that this is a guy who was talking about, oh, I'm handsome, and Christian Dior and them, they make me a model because I'm handsome. They think I'm cute. I'm handsome. And meanwhile, the biggest joke you ever saw, just in case you thought it couldn't get much worse, oh no, the emasculation train put the coals to her. So, fresh off the Super Bowl, with everybody and their mama talking about Rihanna at the Super Bowl, and then British Vogue slings this cover out. Just to let you know that this is an organized, deliberate, conscious effort by the society, the government establishment, the business establishment to diminish the men, specifically black men, and to elevate the women over the men. Now, let's be very, very clear. We do not elevate the women over the power structure. You don't give them any real power. It's just, okay, we're going to make you the mammies. We will elevate you, in quotations. We will give you symbolic status and some preferential treatment over the men. And this is for that purpose. You're taking a look at ASAP Rocky, the Sap. He is completely effeminized. He is in the feminine position. He is in the effeminate posture here. He is standing there. He is walking behind her. That's the first thing everybody talked about was the body language. He's walking behind her. He is her ward. She is the leader. As a matter of fact, I want to give you all some things to think about right here. Oh, 720 degrees, the analysis you will receive nowhere else. First and foremost, let's be clear about something here. Let's start with alpha Qs. Let us start with alpha Qs. There is a reason why men with a beard are considered to be alphas. There's a reason for that. Because that's one of the wrong pictures. Other wrong picture. There's a reason why they do that. And the reason that they do that is because having a beard, having facial hair, that's the kind of thing that gives off alpha Qs. That's the kind of thing that gives off alpha Qs. Having a beard, having facial hair is an alpha Q. So the way and the manner in which you wear your hair, that's an alpha Q not only among men, but also among women. Well, I'll be damned if you take a look right here. What's the first thing that sticks out at you? Let's go ahead and zoom in on the foolery and the nonsense. The first thing that strikes me here is, by the way, who's got the most hair showing here? This is an alpha Q. ASAP Rocky, hair very close to his head, clean shaven. I mean, he looks like he is soft and slick. But you take a look at Rihanna, she looks like a lion. She looks like a lion when you take a look at them. That's not accidental. That's not accidental. That's deliberate. That is deliberate. It's deliberate for the purposes of sending a message. The second thing is, you'll notice, take a look at the height structure here. In the picture, the way this is portrayed, she is bigger, taller, more muscular, everything. Take a look at it. Take a look at her height and take a look at his. You can take a look at the picture here. I'll go ahead and put it back at its original size. When you take a look at the picture itself, you can see that you see him from head to toe. He looks very small in comparison. You take a look at him from head to toe, he's very small in comparison to her. As a matter of fact, that body language of holding her hand behind her, this is like she's walking a child. No. Not just leading. This is like she's walking a child. Like he is a boy, he is a kid, and she is the parent. She is the adult. He's not looking at the camera. He's identifying with the infant. He is identifying with the baby. She is not even really acknowledging his existence. Did you follow me there? The other thing is, take a look at the way he's stepping there. He looks very awkward. It looks like he's about to trip and fall down. It looks very awkward. They don't just take a family portrait. He's very, very comfortable being the subordinate to her. 720 degrees. At every level that you look at this right here, she is more physically imposing. She is more physically dominant. She has more presence. And she looks like she's dragging two of her children behind her. I dare you to find a photograph like this put out by Vogue or one of these major white publications showing a white woman treating a white male of any stature, because isn't ASAP? Isn't he supposed to be a star of some kind? Isn't he supposed to be somebody of some note in the music industry? In other words, isn't he supposed to be one of Rihanna's peers? Does this picture look like he is one of her peers in the industry? Does this look like he is one of Rihanna's peers, or does this look like he's one of Rihanna's pets? The other thing is, when you take a look at what he's wearing, he's all black and leather like a anorexic Chippendales dancer. And it's hard to figure out which one of them is more effeminate. Actually, it's not hard to figure out. It ain't her. It ain't her. Why in the world would he do something like this, Jason? Why? Because he's got no shame. They broke him a while ago. You remember when I told this to you before? They broke him a while ago. They broke him a while ago. If you all agree with me that they snapped him in half and broke him a while ago, give me the hammer emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button. It's almost 2,000 people in here so far. If you agree that they broke him a while ago, hit me with the hammer emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button. And if I'm offending some of you Rihanna simps or Super Bowl fans, so be it. But by the way, they broke him a while ago, and you'll all remember I've been saying this since day one, that that's what it was going to be. But this is an element of a bigger problem and a bigger issue. Jason, what's the bigger problem and the bigger issue here? This is to make a point for all these people, and particularly for the ladies. Ladies, I got to give you a lesson tonight in power dynamics. Not in dating, but in power dynamics. So many of you have been fooled, bamboozled, deceived, hoodwinked, made complete fools of by telling yourselves that it is your academic or financial achievement which is going to determine the quality of man that you qualify for. And what Rihanna has demonstrated to the world is exactly what I said when they first showed the pictures of her with ASAP. That, by the way, this is the best she can do. This is it right here. All the albums she's sold, all the quote businesses she started, all the licensing and branding, but this is the best she can do because her financial achievement means nothing to men. It means nothing except to a weak male. Now, it means something to them, but it doesn't mean anything to a masculine male figure. So what she's done is go off and work her ass off and sell all these albums and sell all this makeup and sell all this perfume and sell all these LGBT underwear. She's done all of that, and the best she can get for that is ASAP. That's it. A fella who's going to be arm wrestling her at Victoria's Secret to get into the thong drawer. That's what she could get. So Rihanna, you did all this work to drag that home. So ladies, when you talk about, I don't want to settle, take a look on your screens. A lot of you got ex-husbands, baby daddies, ex-boyfriends. This is what settling looks like. This is what settling looks like. Settling is not having a man who says things you don't like. Settling is not having a man who you can't boss around. Settling is not having a man who, quote unquote, doesn't make you, quote, happy, whatever in the hell that is. You see, what you do is you sit up here and you grab a male who is easily dominated. But you know what Rihanna ain't doing? She's not going anywhere bragging about the value or the quality of the ASAP. She's not doing that anywhere. Because there's nothing to brag about. Nothing at all. It's sad, it's pathetic. She looks like an alpha. Well, what good does it do for you to be a female alpha and the best you can do is bring home some soggy, moist simp? What good is that? You could have stayed working at Whataburger and done that. If they do break up, she'll probably wind up having to give ASAP child support because she's going to be too damn busy. She'll be too busy. So the sap will need to get some child support. And the life lesson that I wanted to make here is that there's so many of you here. It's Valentine's week. It's Valentine's week, and most of you were sitting at home pretending like everything was okay. No options, no anything. You ran those off a long damn time ago. Welcome to the jungle. We got no fun, no games. You've heard me talk about leave the casino with your winnings. This is what settling looks like. Because Rihanna has always been a disciplinary problem. Oh, I'm going there. You haven't heard about Chris Brown getting into an incident with anybody else? Meanwhile, Rihanna hasn't been able to hold on to any man of any value, rigidity, or masculinity whatsoever. She's a disciplinary problem who told herself, well, because I'm mobbed up, I got my 360 deal in the record industry, and they gonna stand behind me. Okay, and what did they do? They've turned you into a lifetime servant, but there isn't anything left for you. You're too much of a disciplinary problem, so the only male who's going to commit to you is a subordinate. It's Valentine's Day week. How many females listening to me right now, you are at home keeping the company of a subordinate male? Or none at all. Which is the most subordinate when you think about it? How many of you females right now, you're sitting up here trying to break your arm, patting yourself on the back with some useless degree? How many of you females listening to me right now, you're trying to break your arm, patting yourself on the back, talking about your promotion? How many of you listening to me right now, you're trying to break your arm, patting yourself on the back about academic achievement, professional achievement, social achievement? I'm the first black this or whatever. And meanwhile, when you go to take a look at your personal life, where you are, that's it. You might as well have done none of it. This is what settling looks like. Your quality of life as a woman is the number one factor in it, is going to be the quality of man that you have. And when this is the best quality, when you've stepped down from Drake, down from Chris Brown, do you all realize it's been nothing but a straight slope downward ever since? Beyonce got her alpha. Beyonce has her alpha. That's the difference between the two. Beyonce has her alpha. She's got hers. Rihanna doesn't qualify for one. I understand there'll be some overweight baby mamas mad as hell. I don't blame you for being upset, but you're upset at the wrong person. Sitting in my chat room hate chatting isn't going to help your situation. You know what sounds ignorant? Your life. That's ignorant. That's an exercise and a speech and a lecture in ignorance. Because you see, if you were happy with your life, you would be sitting at home with your man right now. You would not be sitting up here hate chatting. You wouldn't be sitting up here hate texting. You'd be with your dude saying, I don't even know nothing about that. I don't have those problems. You see, you were looking around this week right now and there were females out there who got their 24 roses, who got their chocolates, who got their affirmation. Some of them been on vacations. Some of them were around these parts getting their next vacation lined up with a 6-figure producer. I digress. But you're sitting up here hate texting. You know why? Because you got left behind. So the only thing you can do is sit up here and be angry. And I don't like this. Y'all are wrong. All we're doing is reading your mail and talking about your life. If your life didn't reflect this, why you mad? You mad because this is your life. Well, if I get angry, this will shut you all up. Actually, it won't. It'll just make us mock you more, but okay. Go ahead and be like your mammy and your grandmammy, silly, stupid, and alone. But then again, the gene pool is trying to filter you out. I'm asking a simple question here right now. You see, if you sit in the company of other stubborn, hard-headed individuals, y'all can sit up here and say stupid things to each other and not be held to account. But the bottom line is, what is settling? You see, you can tell yourself that you are eligible for whatever kind of man that you tell yourself you should be. What I'm saying is, look in your bed. That's what you qualify for. Look in your shoe closet. Look in your dress closet. That's what you qualify for. Look in your driveway. That's what you qualify for. And the value of your life, I will say again, as a woman, the value of your life is determined by the value and quality of man that you are able to get. That you are able to get, to commit to you, to invest in you, to upgrade you, to change your life. That is what determines your value as a woman. And we just saw Rihanna's. Tell me, how was ASAP upgraded improved, enhanced? How has he done that to her life? What part of her life has been improved, enhanced, upgraded, increased in value? Tell me what it is. What is? Where are the females out there arguing with her to get with ASAP? Because don't get me wrong. Oh, there are some females who would like to get with ASAP. Absolutely. Yeah, there sure are. Yes, there are females out there competing to be with ASAP. Not what they would lead you to think. No, it's nothing like that. Not what they would lead you to think. No, there's a certain type of female out there who is looking for that. But it's not the caliber and quality. It's not another Rihanna. There isn't another Rihanna looking to do that. There's not another one. There's not another one. A lot of folks out here, we live in a day and age where individuals sit up here and say silly things because they think they're going to be unaccountable for it. So they pass around lies, nonsense, misinformation, disinformation, simply for the purposes of trying to sound stupid in a chat room. But then we take a look at their lives and realize, I'll be damned, we wouldn't want to trade places with you. There's a whole bunch of chicks out there right now trying to massage their toes with their degrees, telling people, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to settle. You've already settled. You're just in denial. Take a look at where you are. You've already settled. Take a look on your fingers. You've already settled. And then we take a look at your dating history. We take a look at the men who have been willing to spend time with you. Does your dating history show a portfolio of alphas? Ladies, if we're going to talk about it, let's be real for a minute here. Let's take a look at your dating portfolio. You talk about stock portfolio? Take a look at your dating portfolio, your marriage portfolio. Are you sitting up here with a book full of alphas? And here's the next question. Even if you don't have one now, where's your next alpha prospect? Don't worry, it's coming. In reality, your alpha is your damn job. Let's take a look over your portfolio. Let's take a look over the portfolio that you have access to and see whether or not that matches up with what you claim. Let me tell you something right now. Denial doesn't help. Instagram has messed up a whole lot of heads. Social media has messed up a whole lot of heads, including Rihanna. It's messed up a whole bunch of heads, including Rihanna. Rihanna's messed up too. Rihanna told herself all those years ago, I can smart off at Chris Brown. I can yell at him right after the awards show. This man has just been to an awards event, and she decides, I'm going to use this as my night. Oh, you ain't going to be more important than me. I'm going to ruin the whole evening for you. I'm going to put hands on him. And then I'll say whatever because I know the media is going to have my back. Well, guess what? This is where she ended up at. This is where the road ends for her. Because you all understand something. Ain't no dude of any quality gonna try to follow up behind ASAP. That's not gonna occur. ASAP is not her stepping stone to a higher quality dude. ASAP is the end of the road. This is it. They're done. ASAP is the end of the road. You're not going to cash him in for BSAP. So now she's stuck with him and this vaginal legacy for the rest of her life. What I'm saying is, baby, you already settled. The competition's already over. You messed up in that car with Chris. That was your last rodeo. Chris can go get another dime chick. Can you get another producer? who doesn't embarrass you in public. ASAP is a walking embarrassment. This is what settling looks like. Then you sit up and go around here on social media and have a whole bunch of people in your likes and in your comments gassing your damn head up. What about concrete reality? You see, when we talk about things like the Matrix, you all want to know what the Matrix is? The Matrix isn't some wire or some shunt that you shove in the back of your head. The Matrix isn't some place that you can be sent to involuntarily. The Matrix is a fantasy world, any fantasy world that you prefer to be in more than the real one. Being plugged in, you can be plugged in through your damn eyes. I don't have to shove a utility plug at the base of your neck. You can be plugged in just between your eyes and your ears. You can be plugged in right then, right there. And I submit to you, most of you today are, particularly the women, most of you are plugged into that. You see, when your grandmamas and your mamas were walking around out here, she understood I'm good if I'm dating a guy who works for the city or has a government job with some benefits or works. Ooh, I'm really good if he works at GM. I'm doing good. Now we got a situation where all the way around the world, like digital underground chicks will sit up here and be a strong foe and yet protesting. I mean, violently protesting to the world. Oh, I ain't no foe. I'm a 10. And I should get everything that a 10 gets. You will sit up here and literally have females who look like one of the mail carriers in your neighborhood tell you that she's on the same level as Beyonce, Tyra Banks in her prime. I'm right up there with them. It's like, man, are you kidding me? You're a size 14 working at my job. What are you talking about? The truth of the matter is that the majority of females today, and I'm talking about 90+%, y'all are not settling. You're desirous of a quality of man that you don't qualify for because you're plugged into the matrix of fantasy. And what you will do is, just because you can have a sexual rendezvous with a man who is far above your pay grade, you don't understand, man, you're just part of the field that's getting run through. You are not a realistic option. Social media got you fooled because you wish to be fooled. It's got you deceived because you want to be deceived. And isn't it amazing right now? I am telling you all directly right now, Rihanna got fooled and deceived by social media. She got fooled and deceived by broadcast media. She got fooled and deceived by international media. They told her she could have whatever she wanted. And she found out, nope, this is the best I can get. And oh yeah, by the way, Rihanna, you better make this work. Because if this don't work out with you and the sap, oh, it's over. Remember, I was the guy who told you all. I was the guy who said this way before anybody else. I told you what was going to happen with Kim Kardashian. Bunch of folks were sitting in my comments. Bunch of idiots were sitting in the chat room then. Kim Kardashian got money. As if that plays any factor whatsoever in the quality of man you can get. So what it does show you is that the internet allows idiots to type things until we ban them. Kim Kardashian went from Kanye to Pete Davidson to Skid Row. I told everybody that was it. Kanye was the last train leaving. That's a wrap. 40-something years old with 4 kids in tow. Baby, you done. You're done. There isn't going to be another fella who going to come along and buy you 4 Maybach SUVs. That ain't happening. The one who could just left. I mean, I think he just bought a house across the street from y'all, but that's the only one. That's all. LaLa Anthony. Another bunch of hot 97 brain dead crackhead babies tried to tell us about what LaLa Anthony was going to do after she divorced Carmelo. So let me get this straight. The side chick who removed all of her female competition wants to divorce Carmelo because he still got one or two side chicks hanging around. Baby, you got to be in this to win this. So she listened to social media and other failed, single, undesirable females on social media, many of them with blue check marks. She listened to them tell her how great it was going to be, how many options she was going to have, how easy it was going to be. She listened to all of them gas her balloon head up. Then she listened to some divorce lawyers tell her how easy they could make a divorce. Well, yeah, everybody was telling the truth right up until that moment. We can make it easy for you to divorce Carmelo. None of us are going to give you a money-back guarantee on your ability to replace Carmelo. Your ability to divorce him will be relatively simple. Your ability to replace him is gonna be non-existent. And she has been stumbling and fumbling and bumbling around ever since she's turned her son in a pitiful, pathetic display of loneliness and isolation. She's sitting up here done son-husband her son. Because he's as tall as she is. But you haven't seen her in the company of any man willing to do anything for her. Except one. Carmelo. Still. And all this time after folks wanted to sit up here and argue with me and talk about she got money. Man, look here. Idiots on the internet try to sit up here and talk about other folk having money. Once your financial issues are resolved, that's not the only issue you have in life. Your status as a woman is not determined by your income. Your status as a woman is determined by the quality of man that you have. She doesn't have one. Y'all said the program I did with her on Call Me Daddy. Little 20-something-year-old white girl is running laps around LaLa Anthony. Tried to sit up here and make LaLa feel better about the fact that the only thing for a 41-year-old woman, the only thing sliding up in her DMs are 20-year-old males. She ain't stupid. She knows what reality is. The only thing a damn 20-something-year-old male wants from a 40-something-year-old woman is a notch on his belt so he can go impress his friends. What he doesn't want to do is invest in a 40-year-old woman. The only thing a 40-year-old woman can do for a 20-something-year-old man is point him in the direction of a 20-something-year-old female. That's it. That's all she can do. The replacements for Carmelo, the 40-something, 50-something-year-old men, they zooming by her at 1,000 miles an hour. So she wouldn't be settling. The fellas that she does have trying to get at her now, she ain't settling no more, baby. You already blew the bag. You already blew the bag. With all those folks gassing your head up, they promised you it would work. I just have a question for all of you people out there who lied to LaLa back then. How many of you are going to sit up here and be honest that you lied to this woman? How many of you are going to turn around and not be the gutless lowlives that you've been and admit that you lied to her? Because your life is sorry, your life is pathetic. You got unresolved daddy issues, unresolved daddy hate issues, and you saw her winning. Because the sad reality is 99%, I said 99% of the women, including the so-called blue check marks who are on her Instagram, they would have all busted her in the damn head to get with Carmelo if they had had the opportunity to do so. While they were telling her to divorce her husband. While they were cheering her on to divorce her husband. They cheered her on. But none of them have brought her a replacement. And are they coming back in sackcloth and ashes and tears streaming down their faces, apologizing to her, saying we were so wrong? We should have been encouraging you to stay and work it out, 'cause ain't nothing out here on these streets but dreams and desperation, damn it. Ain't nothing out here on these streets. There's nothing out here. But then again, the people who have been stranded and exiled on the streets, those are the ones telling the women who are married and got relationships what they need to get rid of. A woman who could never even hope to shine the tires on Carmelo's BMW telling his wife what she doesn't have to put up with. And then the dumb broad sat up here and listened. Folks who cannot do what you've done. Folks who are not operating at your level telling you that, oh, you settling for Carmelo. What the hell? You sitting here winning and don't have the brains that God gave a goose to sit up here and say, you know what, I'm winning. Let me sit my ass down. I don't want to fight with my husband. No, get your dumb ass back out there and go fight with these streets. Now hop yourself on back out there and go brawl in these streets over somebody nobody wants. Get back out there and go do that. I don't want to be settling. Somebody who can't even define what winning is now wants to sit here and try to lecture us about what settling is. However, you might disagree, therefore the telephone lines are now open. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933, your personal access code to the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to rip off and hate watch. Hey, fellas, I'm back. Big shout out here to everybody who has contributed to support tonight's program here on PayPal, CashApp, Super Chat. Big shout out to Just Freeman Blackman on the Cash App. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate that. Big Mark as well. And Brown Hornet in the Super Chat. Thank you very much for your support to all of you. Thank you very much here. Folks don't like to hear the reality, but somebody's got to speak the truth about this. Someone's got to speak the truth about this because a whole bunch of you have been sitting around talking about how bad it was for your damn grandmamas. Your grandmama was the sassiest, rock-throwingest, brawlingest, rowdiest, bowdiest thing out there. You've just met this little old lady. When you got older, you just ran into this little old lady. She ain't sitting up here showing you about what she was about when she was your age. They were wearing them thongs, what they had back then. They was throwing their draws for the Temptations and the Four Tops, and they was fighting other hoes in the parking lot at the movie theater over some dude. But you see, you're too young or too silly and naive, and you won't ask your grandmama or some of her friends about whether or not grandmama got down like that when you were a kid. Let me tell you something right now. If you are in New York City, New Jersey, or Chicago, if your grandmama was raised in New York, New Jersey, or Chicago, that little old broad was about that business. When she was 20 years old, she was throwing them things. She was dragging other chicks by their hair if they was messing with her man or if she wanted their man. It was on and popping. Chicago didn't just pick this up last week. What are you talking about? We just didn't have cell phones every damn where to show it. And folks didn't sit up here and call the police every 2 seconds. Your grandmama was about that life. If your grandmother was raised in the major American city, but particularly New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Detroit, she was about that life. That's why she looking at you crazy as hell today, talking about settling. Your grandmama grabbed her damn chips and left the casino. She said, I'm out. I'm gonna leave these birds in the parking lot at the movie theater. I'm gone. Probably with somebody else's man. I'm gone. I'm out of here. However, you might disagree. If you have been instructed by my mods to call in, it is going to be imperative that you do so. The telephone number It's 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Let me go ahead and also throw up the Zoom. I'll go ahead and throw up a link for the Zoom here while we're at it, so we can go ahead and get that going for you here as well. But by the way, if you have been instructed to call in, that is not a gingerly request. That's an order. If you've had plenty to say in the chat room, you're going to have plenty to say now. We're going to go ahead and open up the telephone lines here. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Let's go ahead and get caller from area code 202. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Nikki. I'm calling from D.C.
Okay, Nikki from D.C. What's on your mind?
Jason, are you really saying that LaLa should have stayed with Carmelo after all that cheating?
After all what cheating?
Sometimes marriage just doesn't work out, even with the best of intentions in the beginning.
She met him cheating. Okay, time is limited. Time is limited. She met him cheating. I already explained that, ma'am. She was one of the side chicks. She muscled the other chicks out the way. Did you not know that? Were you ignorant of that?
No, I did not know that.
Okay, LaLa Anthony muscled the other chicks. Carmelo has always been that way. He had a chick when she met him. She muscled him out the way. But you should already know that. You don't get with an NBA player for nothing. If he didn't meet you in high school and y'all wasn't dipping in, shout out LeBron, yeah, he one of them athletes. And take a look at her track record and her history, how she comports herself. Take a look at how LeBron's wife shows herself on social media. Then take a look at LaLa. So this doesn't even require brain power. It's obvious. She knew what she was getting. She fought to get that. Then she won the game. That was it. What you have is a situation where she got what she wanted and then decides, okay, now that I've got what I wanted, let me change him, which is an age-old story. That you somehow going to get a man who's a high-level producer and then you're going to put a saddle on his back and change him. That's a nice little fetish to fantasize about, but it's not something you can actually do. You wanted to play the game, now you got to play to win. That's it.
So why do you act as though women are damaged goods because they just want to move on and get someone else?
Move on to what? You're using crazy, vague metaphors. Move on to what?
To someone else.
Okay, but it's not going to be. That's the problem.
You're not an old maid. You're not damaged.
Yes, you are.
No good.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
Ma'am, you don't get to. No, ma'am. Here's the problem. You're trying to speak for men. And you're an old woman, no offense, who LaLa is not interested in dating you, nor having you as a protector and provider. You're trying to speak for us as men. You're trying to speak for us about what we'll do. And I'm telling you, no, we're not going to do that. And her results, do her results prove me right or do they prove you right?
But what do you mean?
Okay, back up. We've had a year now. Ma'am, we're not going to do that. Ma'am, we're not going to do that. Back up and answer that question. In the last year, have her results proven me right or proven you right?
They haven't proven either one of us.
Yes,
right,
they have. Ma'am, you're not going to sit here on my program. Ma'am, you're not going to sit here on my program and lie. LaLa sat there on Call Me Daddy. I've already done a program about that. She already sat there and said she doesn't have any dating prospects. She just said here a few weeks ago on TMZ, dating in 2023, she doesn't have any prospects. So no, you're not going to sit here and lie when I've already done a program showing her from her own mouth saying, I don't have any dating prospects. So you're not going to sit here and lie now. This is what you're reduced to. You don't have a point, so you're just going to lie to people. You've proven me right.
Okay.
LaLa didn't prove me right. You proved me right. You don't have a point, so you're just going to sit here and lie to everybody. LaLa already said what it was. Y'all, she hung up the phone because, by the way, if you could get a man, you would get one to replace that smoke alarm that's chirping. By the way, while you're trying to lecture everybody else about moving on, you need to move on and get a handyman to come and replace that smoke alarm battery. That's what you need to do. while you're pretending that you're going to lecture everybody else about moving on. And by the way, that was when she calling from DC. If you want to know why there are so many single, undesirable females in DC, it's because they sit up here and lie. They sit up here lying. Why can't LaLa just move on? Because she wants another Carmelo. She don't want to do like you, Nikki, and downgrade. Because failed females like you and delusional damsels like you lied to LaLa and told her that she was going to be able to get another Carmelo simply because you're a size 14 out of shape. You figure, well, LaLa looks better than you, so she can certainly do better. No, she can't. A dime female is new to you, Nikki. It ain't new to Carmelo. And all you did was sit up here and lie. She was flat out told, well, go ahead and show us your proof. Ain't no proof. The woman done sat up here and said what it is. She done sat up here and said what it is. And you're trying to tell all of us what it isn't. That's the problem. They're not talking to the men. I talked about this before with the woman's wasteland. You're trying to speak for us as men. You're trying to speak for the men, but what you can't do is show any men who are proving you correct. So you lied to LaLa, you lied to Kim K, you lied to Megan Good, you've lied to every damn body, and you won't send them an apology to say, you know what, I lied to you because my choices are messed off. Yeah, I lied to you. So now LaLa gets to sit up here, not in the company of a productive man. She gets to sit with a bunch of washed up, spoiled females on the internet, a bunch of day-old bred broads on the internet, telling her, don't worry, you gonna get it together. Man, she's in her 40s. If every producer in the world knows who LaLa is and ain't trying to get at her. So y'all would rather she sit up here and fight in the gladiatorial arena of the dating market rather than fight to keep her husband that she's already got. That kind of shows you how sick you are. You're kind of a sick person, aren't you? If you're sitting up here telling a woman that she needs to go re-enter the sexual marketplace and fight to win the love of a stranger rather than to turn her ass back around and do what your great-grandmama, your grandma, all the rest of those successful women. Yeah, failed women encourage other females to fail. Turn your ass around, and if you're going to fight for anything, go fight for your husband. Is somebody else out here? Show me where the hell he is. You see, you got to understand, when folks up here want to sell you lies and delusions, they sell you metaphors and cliches. There's other fish in the sea. It's greener on the grass is greener on the other side. And if you sit up here and listen to some delusional old broad say that, that's when you get in trouble. That's when you get in trouble. And there's a bunch of them in trouble. Let me get caller from area code 917. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, I'm just some dude from outer space, but love the show. But with the LaLa thing, I'm from New York. She's washed. And she got too many other lonely chicks in her ear, and they did a good job. Now they're all alone.
Okay. Well, brother, if you're going to outer space, I'm going to let you return to the mothership. Folks, when you call in, if I ask you where you're from, please, we just need to get your name and where you're from. Let's not sit up here and talk silly. We're not going to do that. Fake accolades, artificial status. That's the opiate. That's the narcotic of the delusional masses. And it will, more people today, and particularly more women, are getting screwed up off of that than anything else. Anything else. Sitting up here believing that your social media following, your job title at your employer, or some degree sitting in your sock drawer, that's going to determine your value. And it means nothing. Let me tell you all, the meanest, most hostile, aggressive, feral females you ever met are sitting there at these HBCUs. Did I say that? I damn well did. The most discontent, angry, surly, hostile females are sitting around with some degree. They're sitting around with some job title. They're sitting around with that. You know why? Because you've invested in something that cannot invest in you. You've invested in something that cannot fulfill your value. That's settling. What Nikki the Ditz from DC was talking about, that's settling. This isn't any joke, folks. I didn't post this because it looks funny. I posted this because it's true. I posted it because it's true. If you don't have the good damn sense to know what in the world is worth fighting for, arguing for, or whatever, that's a problem. That's a problem. Get back out. Can't go find somebody new. People, if y'all don't stop with all this damn fantasy talk, I'm going to say this in no uncertain terms. There are a bunch of you old hoes out here. You old hoes are the worst. I'm talking about you, Nikki the Ditz in DC. You old hoes are the worst, man. You're the worst. Y'all sit up here and you will sit up here and lie to somebody in a New York second. You have no shame. These old broads have no shame. You don't have a man. You don't have a man interested in you. You've been unable to replace the man you had before with anything worth a damn. And then you sitting up here lying through your crooked old dentures, telling these young females what they need to give up. I mean, completely shamelessly lying to these young females, telling them what they need to give up just because you lost the game. Just because you don't have anything. Man, it sure is a damn shame today to be a young female growing up in a household of some old hoes. I feel sorry for those of you, and I've had some of them on the program here in the last few weeks, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and you got your mama in their 40s and 50s, and she's trying to compete in the sexual marketplace with you, and she's angry and bitter and spiteful and envious. I mean, got envy. There's a bunch of you females this week, and I've talked to some this week, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. These old hoes, the woman who raised you is envious of you. Don't want you. She doesn't have a problem with you sitting up here thotting it up. What she does have a problem with is if it looks like you're going to secure a commitment or something meaningful while she's sitting there on the damn couch with Netflix, burning up, giving her eye strain. Now that she does have a problem with. You young chicks out here better wake up and smell the napalm. These old hoes hate on y'all with a vengeance. They are alone. They are destitute. They don't want to be at the bingo hall by themselves. And the only way that they can replenish the ranks at the bingo parlor is if they sit up here and wreck what you got. Let me tell y'all something right now. I'm going to say this in no uncertain damn terms here. Are you listening to the words coming out of my mouth? You're damn lucky if you got a man worth fighting over. Mic drop. For real, for real. You are damn lucky if you got a man who is worth fighting over. You want to know what settling is? Settling is not a man you got to fight over. You know what settling is? You want to know what settling looks like? Settling looks like, oh, yeah, Well, there's a fella you'll never need to fight over. Yeah, there's the guy you don't have to fight over. Right there. There he is. There he is. There's the guy you ain't got to throw no blows over. There's the fella ain't gonna have you up at night at any time. You're gonna know exactly where he is, perusing the lingerie on Fashion Nova. That's where he's gonna be. You know he ain't gonna be laid up with another chick. He might want something else, but he ain't gonna be laid up with another chick. You already know that. He won't be laid up with another chick. I'm just not gonna guarantee you that he ain't laid up with something. But yeah, you want to sit up here and listen to ditzy DC dames like Nikki call up here and make an ass of herself, A, with what she doesn't know about the person she's talking about, and B, her ignorance in life. All these decades she's been alive and doesn't have one damn iota of wisdom to show for it. Somebody sat up here and lied your ass off. Let me tell you something. You women today, ladies, let me be just honest with you and level with you right quick. Y'all don't have a problem throwing blows for a damn bachelor's degree. You all ain't got no problem throwing blows for a bachelor's degree. You will yell, scream, argue, curse, stand up in class, throw lawsuits for months, years. And then when your bachelor's degree doesn't give you anything, then you'll turn right around and go fight and scrap and scrape for a master's degree. Dig yourself into tons of debt. So you talking about that man you had to fight with, and you're talking about all the money that you got messed up, and your credit score got turned sideways. And meanwhile, if I park you at a college, you'll put up with worse than that. And with a smile on your face. And then when your master's degree inevitably fails because no employer will ever be as invested in you as a man will, well, if all else fails, turn around and get your damn PhD. Let's just go ahead and make it a total loss. Let's just make it a total loss. And let's just go get our PhD because your ass didn't wake up and realize that this wasn't working with the bachelors, the associates, the bachelors, the masters. Since you're kind of hard-headed and silly, go ahead and just blow away your 20s and your 30s all together. But you gonna fight and scrape and stay up at night and bug out your eyes, and some of you are gonna pick up drug habits, substance abuse habits. If you're single mothers, you're neglecting your damn kids. They can't read, write, or spell. Your daughters are getting pregnant and put out on drugs while you're chasing a degree with no man. As if the degree is gonna somehow patch everything together. This is fantasy damn talk from an emotionally unstable and imbalanced mind. And you will go fight these schools and colleges for a degree, and then you will fight the banks or the federal government to either reduce how much your loans are or beg them to forgive them altogether. So you'll fight for that. Now that you will fight over. And anybody been to an HBCU, them bros be throwing blows up in there. So you'll fight for that. That's what you'll fight over. Then you'll come back here and turn around and tell us that a man isn't worth fighting for. But some chintzy ass degree that never really produced anything of any lasting significance for you, that is worth fighting for. We gonna knuckle up for that. Do you realize how silly and stupid you sound? No, you don't. That's why I'm pointing out to you. That's settling. That is settling. When you show more value for a degree than you do for a person that can actually produce for you, that's settling. Next thing you know, the only thing that you end up with are a bunch of other chicks with degrees sitting around you of various ages. You know what you don't have? The men. Then you think you're going to get a degree, and then you think you're going to double back. Okay, let me go ahead and get this job title, and I'm going to double back. Man, look here, you already blew away the best years. You can't force a man with options and a man with productivity and resourcefulness to make you his option. This is why it is so stupid to listen to cracked out, ditzy, dazed out broads like Nikki calling up. You're insane listening to her. If you stupid enough to do it, that's insane. 'Cause she doesn't know. She doesn't have it and she doesn't know, but she's trying to speak on behalf of what all the producers are gonna do. Hey, LaLa, go ahead and divorce your husband. Just go get you another one. Do you all realize how stupid that is? Do you know what LaLa had to do to get Carmelo Anthony? She had to be sexy. She had to be presentable. She had to be articulate. She had to be on time. She had to be available. Oh, and one other thing. She had to be 29. Oh, yeah, and one other thing. She also had to be 27, 28, 29 years old. Carmelo didn't get her because of her acting career. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things he didn't like about her. But Nikki the Ditz would have told LaLa, girl, you don't let no man run you. So you sitting here with one of the NBA greats and you sitting up here letting somebody's crazy ass whacked out witches and warlock grandmama sit up here and tell you what you don't have to put up with while she's sitting at home rubbing on that Metamucil and drinking milk of magnesia by the damn gallon. And now all you can do is look silly at the airport with your son husband when you used to have a man on deck. That old granny quick to tell you, get back in that sexual marketplace and start knife fighting. While she's sitting at home alone with her cat hair and pet dander. But telling you what you don't have to put up with. Meanwhile, she ain't got nothing. Meanwhile, she ain't got a damn thing. To the young females listening right now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better learn something about lingerie. Damn it, Jason, lingerie? I said what I meant. We got females who wear stockings that go up to their waists, listening to little old ladies who roll their damn stockings up to their knees. Some of you chicks out here who can still wear stockings that go up to your waist, y'all better quit listening to these little old grannies rolling their stockings up at their knees. Before you listen to them, you better say, wait a minute, how high up your pantyhose go? How up they go? Because I can take mine all the way up to my waist. How about you? Oh, you and me can't talk. Yeah, I can't get mentored by you. I can't get mentored by you. You got nothing to teach. You got nothing to teach. Some of you better recognize what the hell's going on there. Recognize what the hell's going on. These folks sitting up here, y'all are listening to folks who ain't got nothing but losing seasons under their belts. Let me tell you something. A 25-year-old female shouldn't be listening to some old-ass granny who ain't never been able to get a man of any value or much less hold one. How the hell you gonna listen to her? And just understand what she's gonna tell you is the dumbest thing you ever heard. As long as he makes you happy. What in the hell is happiness? What the hell is it? Define it. Somebody define for me what happiness is. Remember, I'm the guy who broke it all for you all over a decade ago. When I said define love, what the hell is that? Love can mean whatever you want it to mean. You can't build a relationship based on love. I don't have business relationships based on love. As a matter of fact, can you all figure out what are the worst business relationships I've ever had? The worst business relationships you can ever have is one that you sit up here and tell yourself is based on love. This is why you can't do business with family members. Y'all can't do business with family members because you're going to be acting like you love them. And you are engaged in something that love does not apply. Love is open to interpretation. Profitability is not. So what you gonna do when the person that you love, you done went into business with them and then they mess up the money or they mess up your end of the money and they tell you, yeah, but you still love me. So, really? Guess what? The finance and the love about to go out the window. The finance and the love about to go out the window. Some dumbass telling you about love. Some idiot trying to speak to you about love. Somebody sitting up here deceiving you and fooling your dumbass about love. Love is a feeling. Guess what? Happiness is a feeling too. You get up in the morning and you happy. By 9 o'clock, you ain't. Even if nothing happens during your day, these are feelings that come and go. And you got somebody's cracked out granny sitting up here telling you that you need to base your life on a feeling. See, this is what lets you know that Nikki ain't never had a man or a father in her life. A father isn't going to tell his daughter, a sensible father isn't going to tell his daughter to go look for the fella who makes her happy. He's going to tell her, look for the man who's got competence. He's not going to tell her, look for the guy who's good looking. He's going to go say, look for the guy who is resourceful. Whether you are because understand something, if you tell a female she got to look for happiness, what's the first thing she's going to do? I keep beating this like a drum because I want you all to get this through your heads. If you leave a woman alone, if you leave a female alone at any age and tell her, look for what makes you happy, what's she going to gravitate to first and foremost? What she is attracted to. Is he tall enough? Is he swaggy enough? Is his hair did? She's not gauging him on life qualities. She's going to gauge him on primal animal instincts. Am I attracted to him? Does he make me buzz and Twitter-pated? Then he must be the one. Because I'm attracted to him, but he's an incompetent baboon. Well, don't worry. I'll be the breadwinner for both of us. Now, in the men's minds, when you say you're going to be the breadwinner for both of us, we sit here thinking until death do we part. But females are lying when they say that. She doesn't mean she's going to be the breadwinner. What she means is what they always say every time you tell them that, okay, I'm going to stick you with a male who's deficient. He's got all the other qualities you want, but the money ain't right. She's going to say, that's okay. He doesn't have to have the money right as long as it changes. Oh, we can meet at the beginning and his money ain't right, but he can't stay there. But the problem is you have chosen somebody who doesn't have core competence. You've chosen someone based on attraction. You've chosen someone based on a feeling. You can't rely on your feelings. See, this is something that men understand very carefully and very easily. This is why we make the best warriors. Men make fantastic warriors because we know that when you go into a fight situation, you can't rely on feelings. You can't be like Adam Sandler in The Water Boy. That was a cute movie. I never saw the whole thing, but that was a cute little movie. But every man who's ever played football or engaged in combat sports knows that's the only thing that kind of behavior is going to do is get you knocked smooth, slap the hell out. That's all that's going to do. You get mad and then you go berserk and you go running at somebody. They're like, oh, just wait for it. So you're running at them at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And all he has to do is either get out of the way or just stick his fist up and out you go. When you think about some of the greatest boxing matches in history from some of the greats, what did the greats do? The greats in their moment of glory were fighting somebody who they were able to get that individual out of his logical head and into his emotions. I've talked about this before. Roberto Duran was sitting up here slick dissing and talking about Sugar Ray Leonard's wife at the damn first fight. Sugar Ray got so angry because Roberto Duran understood, I can't box Sugar Ray Leonard. He'll knock me into next week. I gotta make this a brawl because nobody could out-brawl Roberto Duran. He was raised in the slums. He came straight from the slums. He wasn't the most polished boxer, but he understood, I'm not the best boxer, but nobody can out-brawl me. And if we make this a slugfest, I'm gonna win. But I gotta take Sugar Ray off of his game. I have to get him so upset that he's more concerned with punching me than he is with beating me. And in their first fight, you saw what the hell happened. Sugar Ray was trying to prove he could out-brawl Roberto Duran because he was trying to prove something to his wife. He was trying to prove to his wife that he can lay more gloves on the other guy, that he can knock this guy out for her honor. So he, for the first time in his career, he wound up walking into the boxing ring pursuing a goal other than winning the fight. He wasn't trying to win the fight. He was trying to defend his wife's honor. And he lost. After that first fight, Sugar Ray got it through his damn head. That's not the way you do it. People go, hey man, what are we trying to be? You can't do this. Sugar Ray got back in the lab. He got back in the laboratory. He got back to work, put it back at the damn nuts and bolts. And then he said, there's going to be a rematch, but we ain't slugging it. We going to be boxing. And when they got out there, you saw something that you have never seen before in a championship caliber fight. You got Roberto Duran to say, no mas. Sugar Ray Leonard did not beat Roberto Duran's body. He broke Roberto Duran's spirit. In his first fight, he was trying to prove that he could out-machismo Roberto Duran. Let me tell y'all something. No one has ever forgotten no mas. If he had knocked out Roberto Duran, that would have been just another knockout. When you got this fella in the middle of the ring to say no mas, no more, that was historic. That was the power of putting emotion to the side. No, my beautiful wife, he didn't win by a knockout. He won by spirit. He etched Roberto Duran's legacy. That was Roberto Duran's legacy. Roberto Duran was a fantastic fighter, but his legacy will be no mas. You might have been able to trick Sugar Ray to getting it into his emotions the first time. You weren't able to do it twice. That was a wrap. Need another one? Rope-a-dope. Muhammad Ali understood George Foreman was a big man. For those of you who remember, that's the reason they can't really do a film about George Foreman, because you would have to get somebody like Robert Sapp or somebody to play Foreman. Foreman was a big Southern country corn-fed man. He came stalking out to that ring. For those of y'all who remember seeing at the time, that was a big, thick man who came up there. Dude, look here. He laying folk out. I think Norton and the rest, he's laying them out left and right. That's it. This man is a walking cinder block. And Muhammad Ali understood, I ain't got the build. I don't have the biology. I don't have the genetics to sit up here and slug it out with this guy. He'll break every bone in my body. He would love for this to be a slugfest. That's his element. So Muhammad Ali knew, I can't sit up here and go blow for blow. I've got to get Foreman in his emotions. So he starts teasing him, mocking him, and everything else. Because he understood Foreman's got power, but like all power fighters, they tend to try to go for a knockout very early. And if I can get Foreman obsessed with a knockout, as they call it in boxing, headhunting, he's looking for a knockout. He's going to try to swing for my head. If I can get him so agitated and irritated and upset that he goes headhunting for the whole fight, he's going to run out of steam. And that's exactly what happened. He got Foreman so invested in his emotions. Ali was out there, doing monkey shines, but understand, Ali was never in his emotions. He was like, oh no, dude, I'm not in my emotions. I'm trying to get you in yours. And by the way, after Foreman got tired, you notice Ali wasn't doing no more monkey shines? Do you notice that? Wasn't no more monkey shines after Foreman was tired. It was straight business. You see Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard and Evander Holyfield versus Tyson, and Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. They didn't have men sitting up here telling them to operate from their emotions. They had people telling them, put your emotions to the side. Floyd Mayweather is undisputed and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is undefeated and undisputed. Why? Because he has never walked into a boxing match thinking about his emotions. Everybody else he's fought was thinking about theirs. Canelo, Pacquiao, everybody was worried about their feelings. I want to be the guy who knocks him out. I want to be the one guy who does it. Hell, I want to be the one guy who's competitive. They were all worried about literally everything else on earth except winning the fight. Floyd Mayweather has never worried, whether you thought he never worried about being a headhunter. He never worried about being a knockout specialist. He's never going to be mentioned in the same breath as Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. He'll never be mentioned in that. And guess what? He's perfectly fine. Because his fighting style has never been accidental. He's never tried to be the flashiest, the most showy. He's never worried about his highlight reel. He's worried about his win count. While his opponents are worried about the post-fight press conference and the highlight reel and what SportsCenter going to say. Mayweather has never worried about what they were going to say. Never. In the chat room, Styles, if Pacquiao is the world's greatest, explain to me why he couldn't beat Mayweather. You might want to get a dictionary and look up the word. Clearly you don't mean he's the greatest at boxing. Clearly you mean he's the greatest at something else. So somebody get Styles an encyclopedia and a tutor. He's working on that cognitive thinking thing. He's working on it. So just understand, the worst advice you can get is having somebody sit up here and tell you that you need to worry about your feelings. You need to worry about whether you're happy. You need to worry about whether you feel good. Because Nikki got off the phone here. She's a miserable little old lady in DC who can't even get the damn battery changed in her smoke alarm. I was at a hotel last week. I couldn't damn me sleep because the faucet was dripping. And I don't mean drip, 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 drip. I mean, it would drip like once every 3 minutes. I called the front desk. Yeah, I got to get out of here. Yeah, you're going to put me in another room. I can't do this. And she can sit there with the damn smoke alarm chirping, but she going to tell you what you need to do. Really? Really? Let me tell you all something here. I don't really celebrate holidays like that. You know that. I'm not the holiday guy. But where Valentine's Day is concerned, I do think that's a little bit different. It's not a national holiday. It's an accepted one. Yes, I know the merchants are behind that like they are about everything. But It does serve a purpose because it gives you an opportunity to sit and stop and do some inventory in your life and take some inventory in your life and take a look at yourself and see whether or not you're doing the right thing. Because understand, your life is nothing but a collection of days. And if you've been managing the days properly, you're going to get a different result. It's a hell of a thing for you to look back on your life. And the only thing you can think about is, well, I was stubborn and prideful and stupid. And I get to sit here with a bunch of stubborn and prideful and stupid little old ladies. That's a hell of a commentary on your life. Nikki doesn't have the answers for her damn self, much less for any of you. The women like Nikki don't have any answers for themselves. They don't have any answers for you. She's used to being alone, dejected, no value. She's used to that. You got something different. You better be damn lucky if you have a partner in life that is worth fighting over, much less fighting for. We used to have a saying, no jealousy, no love. Think about that for a few moments. No jealousy, no love. Ain't nobody jealous of ASAP. They don't give a damn where he goes. When you're sitting up here scraping the bottom of the barrel, that's settling. When you are relying on your emotions rather than hard analytical decision making, practical decision making, that's settling. When you're with somebody who you're dealing with them because of the way you feel and not because of the concrete results that they've demonstrated and shown in your life, that's settling. When you're with somebody who tells you what you wish to hear so that they can avoid telling you an unpleasant truth that you need to know, that's settling. There is a component, I'm going to say it, there is a factor and a component in the female psyche because females are creative. Females are creatures of ornamentation, but as a result, part of being creative is also the ability to create and weave an incredible story, or in this case, an incredible lie, an incredible fiction. And if you are a female who is predisposed to allow people to dump fictions on you, then guess what, baby? You ain't never met a better storyteller than a man determined to get over on you. You ain't never met it. We talk about Ponzi schemes, con artists. Why do you think that men have always been the world champions in that? Nobody's better at weaving a great, wonderful, grand, enrapturing fiction than a man who's determined to get over on you. So if you are a female who is susceptible to that, just understand you're going to spend your life losing. You're going to spend your life losing. The most sorry, sad, pathetic thing that a female can have is a male who is easily dominated. You all need to have some men who stand up to y'all. There's the crazy part. The fellow who stands up to you, I'm not happy. The fellow who bows down to you, oh, I'm happy. Yeah, you're so happy you treat him like a pet. To the fellas watching right now, ladies, y'all need to stop this damn narcissistic make-believe head trap you pulling on yourselves. Fellas, if ASAP on this picture, if this is the example of your preferred, the encapsulation of manhood that you want, give me a thumbs up in the chat room. If it's not, give me the prohibited symbol, the circle with the line through it. You take a look at ASAP Rocky. If this is the epitome and the illustration of manhood that you desire for your life, if this, you like, Jason, this is manhood right here, give me the thumbs up. If it's not, give me the prohibited symbol. Ladies, you better open your damn eyes and ears. Okay, we got a couple of guys in the chat room here. I don't know, their thongs might not be fitting correctly, but to my mods, the Michael Jordan guy, we're going to go, y'all go ahead and get him out of the chat room and get him on the phone so he can go ahead and explain to us how ASAP Rocky is the epitome of manhood that he aspires to. So to my mods, the two guys who gave the thumbs up, a couple of guys gave the thumbs up. Let's get them out of the chat rooms and get them on the phones. Since they got so much to say here, let's get them out of the chat room and get them on the phone so they can go ahead and explain to everybody what level of masculinity this is. This is the epitome of masculinity they subscribe to and aspire to. Oh, great. Can't wait to hear more. Let's get them on the phone. I messed up on Zoom. Okay, that wasn't so great. I'll keep the phone lines and things here open for a little bit longer. I want the fellas there. They gave their thumbs up in the chat room. ASAP Rocky is their idea of masculinity that they aspire to. Oh, great. I'd love to hear that. I like to hear exactly how that works. Go ahead and get them on the line. To my mods, let them know they need to go ahead and call up. They put their thumbs up in the chat room. They need to go ahead and call up now. Caller from area code 306. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
LC from Saskatchewan.
LC from Saskatchewan. You had your thumbs up in the chat room. So what is it about ASAP Rocky that you see as masculine?
I mean, like, it's we're living in a new age now, so everyone's becoming more progressive now, so it's not really like that bad. Like, we have to evolve anyway. Like, humans are meant to evolve, so what's the point of just becoming the same?
Okay, just explain one thing to me then here, LC. What part of masculinity involves a purse?
No, it's a handbag. Like, everybody, like...
Okay, second try. What part of masculinity involves a man with a handbag?
Oh, yeah, nothing at all. It's totally feminine, but, like, it's just a new age, you know?
Okay, but you just told us that we're evolving.
I know, but he never said he was a masculine man. He's just wearing a purse.
Right, but I asked you if that was your idea of it. I asked you if that was your idea, and you no. You gave no, sir. You heard very, very clearly. So don't sit up here and start, false flagging on your thong now. Stand by it. You saw what was said. You were asked if it was your idea, and you said, "Oh, thumbs up." So stand by your garter belts. You need to stand by your garter belt.
No, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, that is what you meant. You heard I speak the language very clearly. You know that's what you were talking about. So get your little booties and your footies on. And whether you wear satin or lace panties, that's your choice. I ain't hating on it. But you need to stand by your lingerie.
Sorry, I couldn't hear half what you said. I was too busy laughing.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's just masculine. I mean,
you're the one who said it was. Like, you said it was masculine, and then you said that was your idea of masculinity for you.
Me personally is not, but if you think
no, see, I know slick oiled up butt cheeks when I hear them. All this giggling you doing on the phone. All that giggling he doing on the phone right there, y'all, he sounds like damn me, Lil Nas X on the phone.
The devil? Oh, true. No, man, I don't think it's
okay, that was the LGBT laugh right there. So, okay, well, at least he's honest about it.
The alphabet group.
That's the LGBT laugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving us a call here, y'all. He got the LGBT laugh going on. He's got his LGBT laugh. If you want to know what in the world was causing that, now we know. Now we know. He's good for that. That's his idea of masculinity at work. So he's good for that. Let me get caller from area code 215. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, what's going on with you, Jason?
What is your name? Where are you calling from?
What's going on? I'm from Philly.
Last try, you
Jay
inebriated
from Philly.
baboon. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Jay from Philly.
What is on your mind, such as it is?
Jay from Philly.
All right, let's go ahead and see if we can go to Zoom. Okay. There is one person on Zoom right now. I'm going to put her back in the waiting room because that's not really what she's there for. She needs to call actually, she doesn't need to call at all right now because we're on to something else. So don't worry about it right now. Let me go ahead and get Dan here on Zoom. Let me go ahead and get Dan here on Zoom. Wait for Dan's Zimbabwe mobile Wi-Fi connection to get started there. All right, Dan, you're on Zoom. What's on your mind? Okay, it says he's still connecting audio, so he is trying to get his life together, as it were. Let's go ahead and get to the phone lines. Let me get caller from area code 719. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, brother JB? This is Ray Sean. I'm calling from Denver.
All right, Rashawn from Denver. What's on your mind?
No, I got the notification to call in.
Yes, you did, sir. So you already know why you were told to call in. So let's not play around.
Yeah, no, bro. This my other device, man, and I just heard thumbs up, man. You know I'm down with your squad, so I just gave the black thumbs up, man. This is important shit. But I didn't know it was
we got another LGBT we got another LGBT giggler on the phone, so giggle GBT. That's what we got here, another giggler.
No, bro, I just clicked on to the channel, man, and I heard thumbs up, so I wanted to support you, bro.
Yeah, if I get another nigga on my phone who shaves his legs, if I get another one on the phone who shaves his legs and has a nighttime root beauty treatment, if I get another one on the line giggling and shaving their legs, you and old boy who just called up LT, y'all, he must be in another room. He might be on the end of the bed from you. Tell that Jason and another thing. Okay, let me tell y'all right now, if I get another one on this line, if I got another one in here with a closet stock full of Calgon, cotton pads. Okay, we're going to try one more time here with Dan. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
You can hear me?
Well, we can now. What's on your mind?
I was just chiming in. I see what you were spitting on here. So far it was ASAP. That's definitely what something looked like. And you know what though? I see a lot of dudes nowadays. They think that's fashion. Walk around with man purses, walk around with colored fingernails, and got dyed in their hair, and that shit weird though. It's nothing manly or masculine like about that. And the only reason why I believe certain females is attracted to that because she just basically see you are equal to her. So you easily dominated, like you say. So that's all I got for you.
All right, brother. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. We appreciate that. Let me get caller from area code 215. Did I just talk to you?
Yeah, what's going on with you? That was my bad the first go around. I was driving.
Okay. What is your name?
Don't clown me tonight. Don't clown me tonight. No, in all seriousness though, you gotta keep in mind though, ASAP Rocky, not SBA. In all seriousness though, so that's stuff that's your stuff. That's their stuff that infiltrated SBA.
Sir, that wasn't a mistake the first time I hung up on you. That was not a mistake.
No, I said I was driving.
No, sir. It doesn't matter about that. I hung up on you from myself, sir. What is your name? Where you calling from?
Jay from Philly.
Okay. Well, Jay, take the night off. By the way, fellas, yeah, these guys calling up right now. These are the ASAP dudes. These are the ASAP dudes. These are the ASAP dudes. By the way, if anybody is on Zoom in reference to anything other than tonight's subject, you want to go ahead and hang up. So, Corey on Zoom right now, your camera's not on. If you're calling for something other than tonight's subject, we're not talking about anything else. So if your camera's not on, we're going to have to go ahead and give you a permanent goodbye here. Corey, I don't know what you're doing. You're in the dark, and whatever you're doing in the dark, that's not going to work. So nobody can see you or hear you right now. You've got about 5 seconds to correct this darkness issue you have. All right, Corey. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. What's on your mind?
I had to pull over to the side of the road, man. Show you proper respect. I donated into the channel and on again.
Okay, your volume is real super low, Corey. So if you're not near your phone, you want to get a little bit closer. Your volume's real low.
I can fix it. I'm a trucker. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, he literally put his microphone behind his head. All right, Corey, what's on your mind?
Well, no, I was driving. I wasn't using the microphone, but now I am. So there it is. Across the board, I don't think that for a long time that any of the women that we value ever valued us. So when we see what we seen in the Rihanna clip, we realize where they really value us. And I'm actually in the position to be a passport bro, which I'm actually going to, let's just say, overseas in July. And I understand we ain't value here. So where
okay,
that's concerned,
tell me where men are what is it you think that men here are, quote, not valued for?
For me, I work 70 hours a week at least. All the skills and abilities that I've acquired to be able to support any woman that's in my midst. But everyone that I've met who had any skills, talents, or abilities think that they should be able to tell me what to do, and we should be equal when I'm out here grinding hard as hell to be able to not tell somebody what to do, but to be actually together with somebody who knows what to do when they have a man who knows what to do.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and discuss that for a moment here. How many children do you have?
Sure. None.
Okay, how old are you?
46.
Okay, how long you been truck driving?
I've been driving the trucks for over 20 years.
Okay. The truck that you're in that truck right now tonight?
No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm sorry. No, I'm a Teamster in Las Vegas. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Nevada.
You've been driving now
I'm a Teamster in Las Vegas for 26 years.
You've been driving now for 26 years out of Vegas. Mm-hmm. That's longer than a lot of my audience has been alive. So that's a pretty good amount of time that you've been driving and everything. The truck you're driving, who owns it?
There's a corporation within the industry.
Right, but you drive for a company.
Mm-hmm.
Right. After 26 years, we still drive for a company. So the first thing that calls into question is vision. Here's the next thing. The type of female that you think that you should be getting, I guess, deference from. Describe her to me. Let's start with her age, her education, her weight, her profession. So tell me, who is this female that you're not getting the respect from you think you should be getting?
Well, it ain't about not getting the respect from that I think I should be getting.
I'm gonna get respect anywhere I go because I'm a respectful man. I respect.
Okay,
myself,
but if you can get respect anywhere you go, then you wouldn't be talking about the outrageous extravagance of getting a passport and looking for a woman somewhere else when you just said that you would be getting it where you are.
No. My experience with where I'm at actually led me to actually looking around as far and wide as I could.
Yeah, sir, that's my point.
I have a big family.
That's my point.
No, I have a big family.
Okay, sir,
I have a big family.
That is the point that I was making. Could it be that perhaps you were talking about the women who don't value us the way they should? Could it be that you overvalue yourself?
No.
Okay. If you're not getting the responses you think you should be getting or the treatment you think you should be getting, that's that respect thing. If you're not getting the level of respect that you think you should be getting, which is your value, because the only thing a woman has to offer us is respect. They don't have anything else to offer us. If you're not receiving that, then there's a reason for that.
Okay.
So what is the reason? Because if you're going to tell us that you're the total package, I'd like to hear a little bit more about that total package. If you're going to tell me there's no holes in your game, that's the part I need to hear about. Are there any holes? Are there any holes in your game, or are you suggesting that you are the total package and that women in America don't know how to treat the total package?
Yeah, well, you could say holes in the game, but at the same time, I believe that where we are, there's a mindset that if you can't control a man who is the total package, which you will not be able to.
Okay, but sir, you sidestepped with an ass. But sir, you sidestepped with an ass. But sir, all due respect, you sidestepped with an ass, sir. I asked about you.
Right, tell me how.
I asked about you, sir. I did not ask about give me a lecture on what you think. I asked about you. Okay. Are you since you started the conversation by saying you're not getting we ain't getting the value we're supposed to get here. Okay, fine. I'll buy that. But before I can,
don't make it like I'm crying, Jason.
Sir,
please don't do
sir, that. You're hallucinating right now. Calm down. Take your meds.
I am?
If you're not quoting something I've said, you're hallucinating. Take your meds.
Okay.
Sir, I'm repeating your words. If you don't like them, you need to watch your words. You said we're not being valued the way we're supposed to be valued. So I'm going to get me a passport so I can go be valued the way I need to be valued. Which the first thing I have to say is, wait a minute, are you a guy who is deserving of the level of value that you are protesting about?
Okay.
If you're going to claim you're not getting it here because women are the same all over the earth, women are women. So it doesn't matter where you go, there's still going to be women. You're not going to get around that. So what is it about you that you're not getting the treatment you think you should be getting here? Because no matter where on this planet you go, you're still going to be you. Period.
That's a fact.
And the response you get from women will mirror that. The only thing you can do is change your behavior. But before you complain about the results you're getting in America, first and foremost, let's narrow something down here. Are you suggesting that you are the total package and that females in general should be responding to you in a positive way?
Well, all I'm saying is...
Okay, so that's a yes or no question. That's a yes or no question.
What was the yes or no question again? What did
you suggesting, fourth or fifth time here, are you suggesting that you are the total package?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's you. Are you suggesting that you are the total package? Sir, I'm not calling up complaining about silliness, like how you're not getting treated.
About anything. That's what I was telling you.
Sir, if you're telling us that the passport office is your dating strategy, that's a loser.
No, that ain't what I said.
That is what you said.
Not what I said.
Sir, you literally said you're going to get a passport.
I didn't say that the passport was my winning strategy.
I said dating strategy. Dating strategy. Your dating strategy. Sir, you shouldn't be bringing up a passport at all. You're a loser if you do.
Oh, okay.
A passport's not going to give you anything you don't already have. If you're already a lame, a passport is not going to suddenly make you a top-notch male. It ain't going to do that.
I appreciate that.
With all due respect, you've been driving for 26 years, but after 26 years, you still work for a company. That's not a man with a vision. That's a man with a job.
Well, Hey, that could be.
No, that's not a could be. That's math. That's not a could be.
Okay.
That's math. And any female who looks at you can ask you those questions I just did. And by the way, the fact that you've been so ultra defensive on this call means that, yeah, females ask you that. They're taking a look at the last 26 years of your life and seeing that ain't nothing changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing's elevated. Nothing's improved. Nothing's upgraded. And all you're doing now is talking about, well, I'm going to go see if I can go overseas and find a female who don't want to improve nothing. And you're going to get over there and meet the same thing.
That's not true.
Okay, sir, where are you going in life in general? Where are you going?
I am going into business for myself, and
you waited a long damn time.
Well, I got a lot of moves that I'm making for.
How much money do you have saved in the bank?
About $50K.
After a quarter of a century of driving.
Everything has been great.
After a quarter of a century of driving, no wife, no kids, and this is all he's been able to do. Now, I want you to think that over for a few moments. This is not me talking. This is my opinion. This is math.
Okay.
This is mathematics. Sir.
Okay. Is that mathematics too?
Sir, at this point right now, after 26 years of humping it, right now, you haven't demonstrated that you actually are going somewhere, so you're going to meet frustration with any female you deal with.
Is that mathematics as well?
Yes, sir. That's math also. Yes, it is. Yes, sir. That's math too.
Okay.
What if you weren't showing your wife that you have a vision? She might be like, "Yeah, I'm good." Yeah, I'm noticing a pattern. So if you've been unable
I like
to,
the loser in me. Yeah, you showing.
Well,
you
sir,
think you're showing a loser in me,
sir? All I'm saying, sir, I'm repeating your words. If you feel like that makes you a loser, okay.
I know me.
I know you're talking about a passport as your dating strategy. At that point, right there, sir, if you can't make it with work perfectly fine with the women here, sir, if you can't make it perfectly fine with the women here, then you've already told everybody what your standing is.
I can and will, but at the same time, if women are being raised in a mindset against the working class man, then what are you saying?
But
the average people are being in a mindset. The average women are in a mindset against the average men. Then you can call that what? What would you call that?
But sir, you said if the average women are in conflict with the average man, what would you call that? I'd call that hypergamy.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is after 26 years, you should be showing that there's something about you that's above average. Otherwise,
I got plenty of that.
Okay, here's the other issue.
I have that.
Okay, here's the other issue. Getting an average chick is easy as hell. That's not a struggle. So if you're complaining because you're an average guy and you have access to average females who give you average attitude, well, yeah, that's where you are.
Okay.
You there. If you ever get out of that, then that's different. But if you're an average guy trying to get above average treatment from females, that's what's causing this frustration and this fantasy talk.
No, so you're saying that an average man who is in an average place, who is not, who doesn't have the ability or mindset to escalate from that point, they should get average treatment as long as they project average behavior. I got that.
Yes, that goes for males and females. Here's the issue. Average people, Dunning-Kruger effect. Look it up. Average people do not want to be treated as average. Everybody wants to be treated higher than their station. So the females want to get better than average treatment, and the average males want better than average treatment, and both of them are just walking around silly and frustrated.
Well, I can understand that as well. I am an average dude who is achieving more than $100,000 a year with the company that I'm with.
Okay, so sir, do you think that your income
is that average?
Sir, do you think that your
I'm asking you, is that average?
Be quiet, sir.
You asked me a
question.
Do you think
that your income determines whether you're average or not?
No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I read a book.
Your income does not determine that.
No, it doesn't.
Thank you. If the females meet you and you have a below average intellect, below average speech pattern, below average leadership, below average competence, but of course a monkey could make $100,000 a year driving a truck after a quarter of a century. They have to take a look at you holistically. Sir?
Do they?
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now. I'm just going to say, boy, I can believe it. I can believe it. But the bottom line is there's nothing about you that says exceptional, but you want exceptional treatment. It ain't going to work. It's just not going to work. So you're complaining about the quality you're complaining about the quality of female you have access to. This is what it's going to be because, yeah, you might drive a truck and maybe you make six figures. Haven't confirmed it. There's no way I don't believe that. I don't have a way to dispute it, but
it don't matter if you believe
even if I believe that, I know what I do know is I know when I'm talking to a man who is a leader. I know when I'm talking to a man who has direction. I know when I'm talking to a man who knows how to plot out the future. Nobody gets that from you. Not me, not the folk listening, no one. Here's my advice. Here's my advice to you, sir. Here's my advice to you, sir. Sir, get your passport. Get your visa, get your rocket ship to Mars, and go take that average to any other country you want to. Don't be surprised when you get there and your treatment is exactly the same as it was here.
It won't be.
Because a female overseas doesn't want an average dude Jason, any more than the ones in America did. So go take average back where you came from. He's an average truck driver who is upset, and he thinks he's going to go take average truck driving skills. He's been driving for 26 years, and he still drives for the company. Amazing. He jumped on the phone and didn't want his words repeated to him. Sad comment. Now he thinks he's going to upset the women in America by taking his average underachieving self to another country. Dude, you ain't doing nothing but a favor by removing yourself from the pool. I'm going to get a passport. Sir, would you like us to sponsor it for you? He doesn't even know how to get a passport. But by the way, would you like us to sponsor one for you? If you think we're all going to sit here, damn, we lost another good one. There's nothing but perverts and failures doing that passport bro stuff. Would you like us to spot you the $150, chump? Would you like us to spot you that? Since you think we're going to lose something. What did we lose? A dude who's been driving for 26 years and got nothing to show for it but road miles. Y'all going to lose all this below average greatness. These females are going to lose access to all this potential ability that after I've been living 46 years. They're going to lose all this here. Really? Do you really think that we're sitting over here, the women are sitting over here wringing their hands? Okay. Let me go ahead. I got a few folk on Zoom. So, AK, Taharko, Jay, well, slow down. One person in particular here. Let me make sure. I'm not asking. I am only asking for folks who want to get on camera and talk about tonight's subject. So the person who is on Zoom right now, let me put you back in the waiting room because I don't think that's really what you want. Let me try this again. To all the people who are on Zoom, if you did not call, if you're responding to an email and not calling in for tonight's program, what we're talking about, get off of Zoom. If you're not calling in for tonight's program, get off of Zoom. Don't be on Zoom. Let me go ahead and try AK here. They heard me speaking, so you're only supposed to be calling in tonight about tonight's subject. If you're calling in response to an email or anything else, hang up the line on Zoom. We're not talking about anything, and you have to get on camera. So if you're not doing that, if you're doing for something else, you don't need to be here. Let me get caller from area code 808. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, how are you? I am Gina, and I'm calling from Kapolei, Hawaii.
Hello, Gina from Hawaii. What's on your mind?
Okay, first and foremost, I personally, Jason, don't think that Rihanna went to the bottom of the barrel to pick up ASAP Rocky. I'm here to let you know. I see he has $20 million in net worth. First of all, we are tired of looking at people who are not visually, aesthetically pleasing and getting dogged out. So I figured that she's been through Chris Brown. He beat her up. She's been through Drake. I think he plays on both sides. She's been through with this Jamil.
So does Rihanna.
I'm pretty sure that businessman dogged her out.
So does Rihanna. Rihanna plays on both sides too, ma'am.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wait a minute, say it again.
The girls play that way sometimes, unfortunately. It's been kind of like promoted by the man.
Okay, no, ma'am. So you're saying that women just like to kiss on and snuggle up with other women? That's just the way women are?
It's been encouraged. I'm not in it.
Okay, ma'am. No. Sexuality ain't something you, quote, encourage. It's either in you or it ain't. So let's try this again. Rihanna's not some old female. She's been doing that for a while in her early 20s. Y'all can go check out the Shakira video. Mm-hmm. I talked about that I talked about that damn near a decade ago. So we've already been through that, ma'am. So you meant what you said the first time. Well, females just play with each other like that.
I guess. Okay. I think Hollywood is all.
Okay, no. We ain't talking about Hollywood, ma'am. We're not talking about Hollywood. We're talking about women in general, period. So if you're going to sit up here and say that Drake, you're going to criticize Drake, if you're going to say that you suspect that Drake might have deviant tendencies, if you're going to bring that up as a negative, then you need to also hold that as equally negative against Rihanna, right?
I mean, yeah, I could, but if you really want to break it down, it's a whole different demon.
Interesting. I could, but
it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. The whole way it's performed, come on, let's be real about it. You really want to break it open, or let's say bust it open? I'm good. We're gonna go swing the feminine way over the masculine way of how it even goes down to begin with, if we have to talk about it. So it's not the same. But I think homosexuality, lesbianism is all, it's
okay, but I'm repeating your words to you here right now. I'm repeating your words to you.
Huh?
I'm repeating your words to you, ma'am.
Honest.
I'm repeating your words to you right now. By the way, in my chat room here, my mods in my chat room there are getting drunk and high on crack tonight. So Eve has been hitting the crack pipe again. Eve, I need you to take a look in the chat room. You're too busy hitting the crack pipe and doing cocaine lines, so you might want to deal with those stretch mark issues later, okay? Put cocoa butter on them stretch marks later. Moderate in the chat. D. Tubman is chasing cars down the freeway. I need D. Tubman to get off the freeway chasing cars. Let's not do that. You're not moderating in the chat is what you're not doing. So y'all are back and forth between doing other things. D. Tubman is back and forth doing other things there. She's back and forth dealing with that fella incarcerated. I need D to pay attention to the chat room tonight. You got folks sitting up here trying to flood the chat room and things, and my mods are doing things other than moderating the chat room, so I need to bring them back to earth here for a minute. So Eve and D are off doing their drugs in the closet. I need y'all to pay attention. This is your brain on drugs. In any case, ma'am, like I say, the issue here is hypocrisy. If you're going to say something negative about Drake, it can't be negative about Drake and then it's okay for Rihanna. So if you're going to say that disqualifies Drake, then that disqualifies Rihanna too. In which case now you've neutralized the whole point. So Rihanna is.
If that's what you want to go with, that's fine.
It's not about what I want to go with. I'm stating fact here. Where's the masculinity? What point is there to having a man if he's not a masculine being? What's the point?
Well, I'm going to be honest. Okay, so when men get well, I'm going to be honest.
Ma'am, let me ask again, because you starting to trip on drug acid here. Let me try again. What is the point of having a man if he's not a masculine being? What's the point?
Oh, we don't have those anymore. We don't. Most of them are raised like you like to call and complain about.
Okay, ma'am, slow down, ma'am. Slow down, ma'am, slow down. When you say something like you're saying we don't have any masculine men anymore, why would you say something so crazy?
It's a couple.
Okay, let me find this out. Let me find this out here, ma'am. How old are you?
I'm 45. I'll be 46 in 2 days.
How many children do you have?
Oh, now see, no, you like to do that because that's the way to kind of like.
Okay, ma'am. Second time. How many children do you have?
I have 5 though. I have 5. Where's your husband,
ma'am?
I see. I went with the 8.
How many husbands have you had?
1.
How many baby fathers have you had?
2.
1 husband and 2 baby daddies.
Two baby daddies. 2 baby daddies. Yeah, the last one I gave love a chance one more time. Mm-hmm.
And what size? What size do you wear?
Oh, I'm 166. I look good.
Ma'am, no woman who's had 5 children looks good.
I know, but see, I'm a nip and tuck specialist.
Okay, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, you don't need to be a nip and tuck specialist. You need to be a dip and duck specialist, which you need to do. You've had too many children now.
Well, whatever.
It's over. So this is why, but this is why you're saying this insanity. You don't deal with masculine men. You never have, and you don't have access to any. So that's why you're saying this nonsense.
My daddy, that was it. That's where
your father, that's a very icky thought to hear. Masculine men and your father, that's kind of icky. So my whole point here is, ma'am. Okay, clearly he couldn't have been because, no offense, but look at what he produced. A daughter with her
beautiful young woman.
A daughter whose womb has been open access for, airway. That's not cool.
No, it's not open access. If you marry somebody and you love them, see, I did what Rihanna.
But you didn't marry everybody. Okay, but you didn't marry everybody. But you didn't marry everybody.
Yeah.
But you didn't marry everybody.
No. Guys are out here doing things like tricking.
Ma'am, you chose them. You chose them. You chose them. You chose them.
Yes.
Yeah, you chose. You probably. Who's the man who taught you? Who was the man who taught you that those were the kind of men to be with? Who's the man who taught you that?
It was only 4 left after she look. Rihanna has 1.
Ma'am, I'm asking you. Who is the man? Ma'am, I asked you. You got 2 baby. You have 2 baby daddies. Who was the man who taught you that having unprotected sex with men you ain't married to is the way to go? Who's the man who taught you?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I don't know. The same person who produced most of us, huh?
Ma'am, most of us ain't got that issue.
They were teaching the class.
Most of us don't have that issue.
That's how we all got here.
No, ma'am. That's just your life. So when you talk about masculine,
my life is great.
You got your
40. I'm not running up crying and whining.
You're single. You're single with 45 years old with 5 kids.
Or trying to act like ASAP Rocky just because he's dressing feminine, which is you guys' fault. You guys are letting all of the men.
Ma'am, who are you? Who are you to criticize men? You got 5 kids by 3 different dudes at least.
To fix it.
Ma'am, who are you? Ma'am, you got 5 kids by 3 different dudes. Who are you to talk about men or manhood? Who are you?
But they look more like the ASAP Rocky.
Who are you to talk about men?
I would get upset if I got my feelings hurt.
Ma'am, you should be upset. You should be upset about. You should be upset about 5 kids blowing up out of you like the Keebler elves. You should be upset about that.
Most of our parents should be upset then.
No, ma'am. Everybody ain't out here having. You think everybody's out here having 5 kids by 3 different men? You think everybody out here is 45 years old with 5 kids by 3 different men?
You guys always do that. You say that we should have had abortions. Do you want us to have abortions?
No, ma'am. No, I'm saying you need to abort your tongue. You got no place to speak on anybody with your nasty history. You have no space to speak on anybody. You should be quiet for the rest of your life.
History. That's a pro-life history. That's a not kill the babies history.
That's a pro ho.
Women don't kill
That's
your
a pro
children
ho
because these men
history.
don't want to take care of them.
That's a pro ho history. Nobody needs you to give birth to them.
Right.
Nobody needs you to give birth to them.
No, it's demons. No, it's people who tell
Did
you
you
to
say
kill your
demons?
kids because the men aren't going to be there or they're not going to take care of them. And you think you can try to demonize and make it seem like something's wrong with me because I did the right thing.
Listen to me, ma'am. You talk really fast and gibberish crazy. You're one of these mental health people who needs to be on her meds.
Not really.
So here, what I need you to do, ma'am, is take your pro-ho history, not pro-life. You're not pro-life, you pro-ho.
Whatever.
Take that back to DC.
She...
Hang up. Let me get you the hell up out of here. Somebody come get your nasty ass auntie. Somebody come get your nasty ass auntie. I'm pro-life. You pro-ho. That's what you is. You pro-ho. I'll be damned. I need somebody with some truth serum around here. You gonna turn the thing on, Jeff?
Yo. Yeah, hold on. Sit tight, bro. You caught me off guard because that last call, I'm just sitting here mouth agape. I can't even believe that this is the kind of individual who, I'm good, I'm here.
Nigga, she said I got 5 kids by 3 different men. What's the problem?
Well, brother Jason, here's the problem. And this problem is going to eat itself. She literally, if you look at her timeline, I like to say my mama's age, the women in the 40s, they're born in the 40s, they are baby mama 1.0. They are the first group of baby mamas that didn't get sent. Remember when they used to send them down south when they got pregnant? They say it broke their leg. They say something and they got to go down. Whoever raised her was the first product of chasing the farts of white women. This is what most black people do, is that they chase the farts of white people. We don't even really know what we want. We want shit that white folks used to want. So the women's lib movement infected her mother's head. And all of a sudden, this became something to wear as a badge of honor because wearing that is a little easier to wear than accountability. What you want me to do, get rid of my baby? No. There's something that keeps getting you pregnant. It's in the air. It's your legs. Keep your legs out the air. Remember when Cooter did this? Used to be, in the words of the late, great James Hanna? Here's the difference, ladies. Cooter is earned. Ding, ding, ain't. When is the last time you had to cut your hair and wash your car and look like you was into our gender-specific shit just to get us to lay down with you? You don't have to do that. It is you who lowered the vagina bar. And this is why we have these dudes. That dude was raised by an absent father that you didn't call back. That's the thing, Brother Jason. Nobody wants to talk about. There's a documentary right now by a brother by the name of Malik Youssef. Shout out to Malik out of Chicago. That he did on what happened to the black people, what made Chicago like it is. And there is this system of welfare, the system of chasing the father out. Well, the sisters took that carrot. The sisters took the dangling carrot. The sister, the black woman, is the first house nigga. Nobody wants to be honest about that. And like I said, bruh, because cats who think and move like you and I, and thankfully there are younger ones who do this, these are the kind of women who, and I can guarantee you, them 5 got an axe to grind when they get grown. I guarantee you that mind is not nourishing young minds. This sister here is going to be like a lot of sisters. When they die, the only people at the funeral will be her in the box and the nigga driving the bulldozer. It's going to take care of itself. It's not going to be something we're going to have to readily address or readily deal with because young brothers are waking up. That's where you and I kind of The one place we kind of differ is on the passport bros, because I really we could talk about that for a second. You there?
I don't have an issue with them. First of all, your microphones.
Yeah.
I don't think your regular mic is on, but I don't think you got your regular mic on. But definitely, I don't have an issue with fellas going anywhere they want to, anytime they want to. Knock yourself out. My real thing is when I start hearing logical fallacies, like women are different somewhere else, or where I see a guy who is obviously an underachiever where I came from, telling me that if the environment's too difficult and if only he can go somewhere else, he's going to overachieve there. And what I'm saying is if you can't or won't produce for the woman you're next to, I'd be a damn fool to think you're going to build nirvana somewhere else. So as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I got a passport. I never saw my passport as a dating strategy. I've never invoked my passport as a dating strategy. That's the issue that I have. When you think your passport makes you more valuable to any woman anywhere on this planet, that's the issue I got. That's what I got a problem with right there. As far as traveling internationally or whatever, man, do what you do. You want to go to England or whatever, man, been there, seen it, go knock yourself out. But don't tell me that, oh, it's too tough where I'm from. This passport, this is my dating strategy. That right there I have an issue with.
Yeah, that's super simpish. Okay, understood. But for me, I don't, and it's so sad, brother, because I have a balanced 19-year-old daughter that I raised. I have 3 sons, good and grown, who are entrepreneurs, ain't got nobody pregnant, ain't in and out of prison. And I got a 16-year-old son that I just don't know what advice to give him regarding dating, because so much of the date pool is poisoned like this.
I agree. I agree. But what I would tell him, because I'm a bit younger than you are, but what I would tell him is simply, it's power dynamics like it's always been. There are 2 fundamental realities we got to get into our heads. Number one, the game done changed. It's not our grandfather's world anymore. Where it used to be, I mean, you grew up like I did, so these references make sense to you. You remember when you and I were younger, Lamborghini was something we saw in a magazine or a movie, and wasn't too many magazines. Now you've got alleged, supposed, well, certainly you didn't have a bunch of dealerships back then. Now you do. So what I'm saying is things that used to be reserved for the 1% have now become proliferated and ubiquitous to the society in general, that now, rightly or wrongly, and by the way, you live in California, so you are in the home of folk overspending. You already know this. Rightly or wrongly, everybody wants that. Now, when you and I grew up, Beverly Hills was just Beverly Hills, and everyone understood, I can't do that. Today, they all want to pretend like they can. So first and foremost, you got to understand the thing is different. Folks actually believe they can do some of those things, but in some cases, it's true. That's the second part. Take a look at the house your grandfather owned. Take a look at the house your father owned. That was new for them. That was new. Now take a look at the new construction for you. You can't compare the two. They're totally different. Wow. They're totally different when you think about that. Take a look. Let's be honest. Take a look at the car your grandfather drove, even if he had a Cadillac. Take a look at the car your father drove, even if he had that Fleetwood Brougham. Now take a look at the Escalade. So what I'm saying is the landscape has changed. The environment has changed. You're a student of history. 120 years ago, we were an agrarian society. You had a farm on your house. You grew your own food. Didn't have to have a supermarket. You were chasing chickens around. You wrung their necks. Some of us, we had grandmamas and grandfathers. We saw them break the chickens' necks. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. When I was a kid, those were the last of the chicken coops before they outlawed them. So I know what that's like to see that and to live with that, and folks growing their own stuff. None of us do that today. Not a single one of us does that today as a necessity. So what I'm saying is, like, the environment has changed. Either I prepare you for the environment we're in, or I wax wistfully about the environment that was.
Wow. Now, again, what I'm literally, brother, I'm literally at I tell all young dudes this: stay away from dudes that say that they going out to get some cooter. You don't get cooter as a black man that's on his way somewhere, that has goals, has initiative, has plans. You giving out, ding ding. You need to see to it that the sister that you do that with is worthy, because every time you lay down, you are rolling the dice at spicing genes with this individual for beyond your lifetime. You are now connected with her for the next 1,000 years, period. There's no way around that. So stop acting like cooter is the goal. That ain't the goal. That's not the goal. As a matter of fact,
that's probably an obstruction.
Bruh, I'm not a Bible bumper by any stretch of the imagination. But, and this is no trick question. I ask you, what is it that God gave to Adam before he gave Adam Eve?
He gave him authority and instruction.
Come on. He gave him everything. He gave him dominion over every animal. He gave him everything. So before you choose a woman, you're supposed to have the dominion over your finance animal, over your health animal, over your lust animal, over your road animal. And once you have dominion over that, you bring the woman in. You bring the woman in after that.
Yeah, once you have purpose, you establish a purpose in your life, and then you don't find yourself allowing in the hood rats and the cast-offs and the troublemakers, because if she doesn't fit into your purpose, it's like we don't even get 10 miles down the road with her. We can't get 10 feet. It's like, hey, you're not fitting. Yeah, you got to fall back. You don't fit. And that goes back to purpose. So that's a powerful thing to have. So you're right. If all we have is our animal lusts, then this is a time bomb. I would say it's waiting to blow up, but it's probably going to blow up sooner rather than later. That's where the issue comes at today, is having a situation where you don't define yourself, which is your manhood. And if you just define it as biological urges, now you're like the females. The other thing is, when you're talking about to young people, one of the things that's changed, Jeff, is it used to be, and you and I have seen this happen in our lifetimes. You and I are both old enough to have seen this happen in our lifetimes. It used to be that if you went and got 2-3 broads pregnant across town, y'all just had to handle that. Y'all just had to handle that and worked it out. She might end up on welfare. She might. Dude, it's a crime today. You can't be a passport bro on child support with child support in arrears. In most states, you can be arrested for it if you don't get that patched up. So what I'm saying is, it used to be, the rules have changed. It used to be fellas could be more flagrant. You can't do any of that now. None of that.
None of it.
So either we prepare them and for where they are, because your grandfather and your father could get away with that. You can't get away with it. Do I prepare you for where we were, or do I prepare you for where we are?
Absolutely.
I'll let you have the last word.
I'd like to say this to people with young black children, to co-sign on what you say. The biggest disservice you can pay your kids is to prepare them for your past as opposed to their future. This whole wander into a 4-year university with a liberal arts degree and come out with a life, that's gone. The only thing that will keep you is your purpose, people. Sisters, find the worthy. Brothers, find the worthy, because that number is about 1 to 1. I say that. And I thank you for having me on, brother.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here. And more important than anything else, don't be unrealistic about those things. This fantasy world they keep feeding on social media, don't do that. It's not you. I mean, it is you if you want to mess up, sure. It is you if you want to mess up, but stop feeding into the social media beast of it. Don't do that. It's great if you want to get into trouble, but it's not great for anything else. Okay, let me go ahead and get here. JK, I got you on the line. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, Jason, how you doing? Yeah, I just not have too much to add. Another great broadcast per usual, but I just wanted to say I can't really imagine more common it's becoming for the the effeminized males to for women to be attracted to such effeminized males like the ASAP Rocky. It's just mind-boggling how for him to go along with that, and how many people are kind of championing Rihanna and saying, "Oh, hey, good for him." So it's just really it's really impressive how how that agenda is being pushed, and how many people are kind of going along with it, especially after her performance.
Well, I mean, you're dealing in a society that has tried to devalue masculinity because that's how you subjugate a society. If I can subjugate your males, your warrior class, everybody else is short work. Everybody else is short work. Your women and your children are already dominated. If I got the men subjugated, docile, addicted to a cell phone, the fellas are more concerned about chipping their nails than the females are. The fellas are more concerned about the quality and purity of their footwear than the females are. I already know you ain't here to do no work if you worry about your fingernails.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't want them chipped. He doesn't want them dirty. Oh, you're not going to put in any work. You don't want your shoes to get scuffed. Dude, I ain't got a clean pair of shoes except dress shoes. I do work.
90
I do
seconds.
work. I got cuts on my fingers right now from fooling with a serpentine belt on one of my trucks now. I do work on that. So what I'm saying is you're already showing us here. If I make the men soft and docile and dainty and coddled, then he grows up trying to emulate the women who raised him, not the warriors who will save him.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a fact of the single mother generation that has definitely been where went the third and fourth waves of that. So I definitely see that a lot as well.
And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of defeating itself. Because you have females who never saw a man in a functional environment. They never saw a man in the household to see what he does every morning when they get up. Malcolm X said that in his autobiography. That makes a hell of an impression on children when every single morning you get up, your dad's sitting there at the kitchen table. Just that very idea that you walk around the corner and you know he's already going to be there. I don't care what you were doing all night. He's going to be the first one up. That gives you a respect and a acknowledgement and a value on what it means to be a man, that this is how a man moves. So when you get with a fella and it's 12 noon and he's still in bed, ain't been up and ain't been awake yet, you feel some kind of way just coming in the gate. You can't end up with a fella out smoking weed and carousing all night because you didn't grow up with that as the idea of manhood to have. Rihanna didn't have an idea of manhood. They've been raised to think that they will be both male and female. That's how you can be. Let me go ahead and say this. Upset y'all if you want to be. That's how you can end up thinking you can knuckle up with Chris Brown.
That's true.
What the hell is feminine about you sitting in a Lamborghini after an award show? You done pulled a damn ex post facto. Look it up. You pulled a after the fact Will Smith. Y'all have left the award show. You're in the Lamborghini. What the hell what's masculine about you trying to knuckle up with Chris Brown? This man said, let go of his cell phone and you gonna start beating on him? Oh, you gonna give me this phone? Really? So that tells you how she was raised and what she thinks. I'm both male and female. So of course she has no respect whatsoever for a man operating simply as a man does. Now, here's the problem. Pay attention, because here's where men mess up. Follow me. That broad got a badass body on her before she started getting stretched out with them kids. That's the problem. You see, if a chick has a nice body on her, men sit up here and start tolerating far more than they should.
Oh, yeah.
Then it starts becoming a competition. Well, if that's the way she want to act, And yes, as men, we're supposed to be indifferent to certain things. We're not supposed to be indifferent to disrespect. We're not supposed to be indifferent to red flags. Now that you're not supposed to be indifferent to. You're supposed to be indifferent to minor things that have no consequence. You're not supposed to be indifferent to problems that will be sitting right next to you. And what females have figured out is that, well, hell, as long as I look good enough, I can be a problem. No. I mean a real problem. No. I mean wreck your life problem. I can be that. And as opposed to the men as a group, making it the goal that we're going to shut that down and only value the females who are not a problem, because it is far better to be with a 6 who is well behaved than a 10 who is only behaved when she got to be. When the men show that as the rule and not the exception, that's where the benefits go, everybody's going to get the point. And you know what? The fellas would rather have a 6 who is well behaved, and we put our money where our mouths are. And we put our money where our mouths are and say, yeah, I could get a 10, but I would rather I would rather reward good behavior much more. When we start moving like that as a group, not as individuals, not Jason over here and JK way over there, as a group, then you'll see that change.
Don't you think that would be hard in this social media era where everyone's, worried about, especially,
But this is survival. This is survival. The fellas who are just determined to self-destruct, I mean, we're going to have to let them go the way they're going to go. They're going to have to go the way they're going to go. Right now, as a matter of fact, here's my big thing about that. As men, we ain't supposed to really be fooling with social media like that anyway. We're really not. There's too much of that going on. There's just way too damn much of that going on. I'm on social media, but then again, I've got an enterprise from it. But as far as like hanging out on social media, you don't see that, man. You'll see me for whole days or weeks not show up. Now, I show up on YouTube on a regular basis, but beyond YouTube, like I say, that's not really something I just live on. It isn't something I gauge on. I don't gauge the quality of women from anything I've seen or read on social media. I treat it the way that any intelligent person with alcohol treats a rap song that talks about alcohol. I don't listen to that. I don't take my cues from social media or anything I see therein. That's when you know you're a man, when you set the standards for yourself. It's like, hey, this is about what fits my life. When you see social media in its proper context. Its proper context, is this something you on for a few minutes and then you gone? You go to when you see everything as business, then it stays in its proper context. When you see it as a part of your life, you've been on there for hours and hours and hours. And right now, I think the latest survey I said that people spend about 6 hours on social media now. 6 hours a day.
Wow.
Okay, but you know what that means, right? That means they're on it when they're at work.
Yeah, they're not being productive. Yep.
That means they're on it when they're at work. That tells you something. So as men, as a group, we got to value that ourselves. The fellows who don't care about surviving, hey, bro, that's what natural selection is for. Don't sit there wringing your hands about it. Right now, we need some bleach in the damn gene pool. We need some chlorine in the gene pool. All these mama's boys and the defective boys who are the casualties of the bastard baby maker era, man, look here, we got to write them off. Oh, yeah, and the chicks, the females who have bought into it, you got to write them off too. You got to write them off too. Half the females for the event that I just had were under the age of 35. More than half, actually. Under the age of 35. The men weren't. So the bottom line is, yeah, there does need to be a change in strategy, but notice I didn't tell anybody a passport was what changed it. Your behavior is what changes it. You've already got the answers. Are you willing to execute your answers? Are you willing to trust your answers? Or do you have something else like you're going to save everybody? Because I want to point out here, the very fact you asked that question, that means you're worried about something other than yourself. If these other fellas don't want to see it, don't want to do better about it, hey man, they got to carry that. That's their burden, but it's not yours. I'll let you have the last word.
Just another great broadcast, and I enjoyed it, and I'll keep following you. And thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and here and see. I got Caleb on Zoom. Let me go ahead and bring that up, and then I'm going to go back over here to Blog Talk. So 510-305-773. Everybody else who's on the line, just stay there for a minute. Caleb, go ahead and get your you got your audio on. Go ahead and turn your video on for me. If you just want to use audio, you need to use Blog Talk for that. If you just want to use audio, you need to use Blog Talk for that.
Boy, one love, man.
Okay,
let me get my video.
One love. Are you having trouble with this newfangled technology?
No, I got it on. It says video, but it's not showing my face.
Okay, one love. Well, go ahead and make your comments here because we got to move on.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to jump in and bring up the fact that you say what settling looks for is an example of Trump and his wife. So you think that just because he got money, these females will be all in. Soon as the presidency was over, she divorced him. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't all about just picking somebody with status and money. ASAP Rocky got status and money, but she running the show, and she signed off on him being put in the background. You know what I'm saying, of those pictures. And what you that's all day how it goes. The females don't understand how this go. You can't just pick somebody for their status. You have to pick somebody according to your future. Who's gonna do something for you and what you can do for them. I'm still in the same house that got burned down, TBA. That's why I was trying to get my video on to show you the house I'm in, what we got. And I've spoken in the past about how things was a little rocky at the start of this marriage. I'm 11 years in. She's still here with me, you know, because we got things rolling, and it's because of the leadership. My leadership beats my looks. My leadership beats my status.
Well, your leadership also beats income, because a smart woman understands that money is a side effect and a result of something else. So when you demonstrate that you've got the ability to create money, that money is just a side effect of who you are, that the money does not make you, you make the money, that's what changes everything. That's what changes everything. That's where security comes from, if she's got complete and total faith in you in that regard. Also, by the way, they are correct there. I don't think Trump has gotten divorced there. I don't think at all. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight, Caleb. Let me go ahead and, that's One Love giving us a call tonight. Let me get caller from area code 305 on Blog Talk. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from? With all that static on your line. Okay, caller from 305 has been abducted. Caller from area code 773, you're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good evening, Jason. My name is Masana Kassan from Chicago.
Okay, take your phone off of speaker.
All right. It's off. Sorry.
What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Masanika Hassan from Chicago.
Okay, Lasonica from Chicago. What's on your mind?
Hey there. Yeah, I'm just calling to agree in regards to the settling remark. Everything is monetized in Chicago. We have an economy with all goods and services monetized. So why isn't relationships kind of established in that same kind of way? It is always kind of like a hierarchy. There is always a leader in the situation, and in most terms, it translates to who can feed the most. Also going with organizations that help out with politics, or like guilds back in the old ancient times with ancient Greece and Rome and Carthage and stuff like that. So Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, yeah, she pretty much reached her peak with that one. And I'm sharing in regard to my own situation. I remember I had got married at the young age of 23, not really knowing anything. I needed to be older at the age of 45. She needed a older guy for the expectations that she had. And she wasn't going to get that from a young guy at 23, fresh in the military. So that's the statement that I wanted to make. Thank you very much.
Okay, if anybody figures out what he was talking about, let me know. Call from area code 510. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, yeah, this is Shaka calling. Under my profile is Targa, but I'm calling from Berkeley.
Okay, what's on your mind?
You know, I've been listening to you for many years, and you know, you give a lot of great information. You give a lot of, you know, things that young men need to hear. But I just had to, you know, I had to disagree with the way that you came at that one caller that is a truck driver. You know, and my disagreement is, you know, I feel like some people are more comfortable being company people, right? They don't want to take all that responsibility and, you know, and things like that. I have a friend like that, and he's been doing security for like 15, 20 years. And
okay,
I always
but
ask him, like, man, why don't you try to be like the manager,
in the interest of time
Huh?
here, sir, in the interest of time, yes, a person can do that, but let's be very clear about what it is that you are doing. What you are doing here is you're saying, I want to be average. Now, I've explained to you all many times before what the problem with being average is. And the problem with being average is that the average male is struggling.
Yes, here. But in terms of him, right?
Sir, no, sir. The average male is struggling everywhere.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I guess you could consider me a passport bro. I've traveled all over the world. I actually got married and have children by a woman who's from a foreign country. And, you know, in terms of him, right, if he wanted to save up, if he's been saving up his money and he feels like he's not getting the treatment here that he could, you know, that he should, he feels, because over there, you know, or wherever you go outside of this country, you know, for the sake of time, you meet, yes, women are all the same. Fundamentally, women are all the same. But the only difference is when you usually go overseas to a country that's not Western, you meet women that have a lot more traditional values because they're raised like that.
Sir, you have plenty of women with traditional values here in America.
But so why is the divorce rate so high here?
The divorce rate is high here because you also live in a society that has made it easy to get divorced.
Okay, that could be a factor.
Okay, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is if you're going to try to make the specious claim that females outside of America, which by the way, Western culture is global. It is everywhere. There isn't any product you can buy in Chicago that you can't buy in any of those passport bro countries. Western culture, y'all wouldn't be fooling with them females if they didn't know what those things were. Western culture is global. Therefore, the quality of female you meet everywhere is going to be approximately the same. If someone tries to make the specious statement that women somewhere else are different, now that's just being plain old dishonest.
I'm not being dishonest. I'm married to a foreign woman, and everything that I've dealing with a woman here in America, it's totally different. You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
Sir,
like,
but here's the problem with that. I can't speak on her necessarily. What I can speak on is if she's responding to you, why would she be responding to you any differently than the average female would? Because the average female is going to respond to you the same. So are you sure it wasn't?
Average female
are
doesn't
you
respond
sure?
to you the same here?
Yes, yes, sir. I believe you when you say that. So what is it about you that causes you to have these different results than other men get?
I don't think my results are entirely different than what other men are doing here.
Okay, sir.
It
must be because you're claiming that your passport gave you access to some mystical, mythical, magical Shangri-La environment of females who are quote unquote different. So obviously it is you. That's the point I'm making, sir. Women are the same all around the world.
Fundamentally, yes, I agree. Fundamentally, women are the same. I've come to that conclusion. But there are certain cultural aspects that are different depending on where you're raised.
Sir, they're going to respond to a masculine man the same anywhere on this planet. The fact that you called the fact you called up defending that deficient truck driver who called in before, yeah, that's the level y'all are operating at. Most females are not going to fool with that unless she needs her bills paid and she's struggling.
But the thing is,
notice he didn't dispute. Now, did you all notice he didn't dispute me? He just moved on. But you notice he didn't dispute that statement.
I had to dispute you. This guy, he's probably listening. If he's a truck driver and he works with Teamer, I did trucking. I had my CDL. I had all my endorsements. I had my TWIC card. Right. If just being in the business for 2 or 3 years when I was doing it, guys that have this experience and has been doing it for 26 years and he's a union man. He's probably making close to $100,000 a year. This is from personal experience.
Okay, sir, what's your point? Okay, sir, we're getting long-winded. What's the point?
Why shouldn't a man who makes $100,000, 6 figures in this country, get the respect from the average woman?
So what you're saying is that you're going for females who you have financial advantage with. You said, why can't a man who makes 6 figures get that respect? Because I say this again, it flew over you all's heads like a spitball in the 2nd grade classroom. Your income doesn't make you an alpha. Your income doesn't Sir, listen. Since this is news, since I'm breaking news to you, your income doesn't determine the level of respect that you receive, sir. Since this is obviously news to you and you didn't know that, your income doesn't get you respect any more than a woman's body being a 10 is gonna get commitment. There's plenty of chicks out there with cute bodies on Instagram. Dudes lay up, dump them with kids, and drop them at the bus stop if she's lucky. So since this is news to you, your income doesn't determine if you're an alpha, nor if you get respected. As a matter of fact, you can be a great big rich trick. Just because you rich, and it doesn't make you not be a trick. And nobody respects a trick. So if you've been degraded to the point that the only females you have any sort of comfortability with are females who see you as a financial come up, that's defeated talk. And that's not an alpha either. So there's a reason why most of us don't go with that, because we ain't defeated.
I don't think it's defeat, and I understand that, and maybe I'm misunderstanding because a lot of your broadcasts I listened to in the past, like I've been listening to you for about 8 to 7 years. A lot of them would talk, you would talk about income as like it was like the top thing, like that. You cannot be an alpha who is struggling. But how is he struggling?
Sir, second time. You can't be an alpha if you're financially struggling. Now, finances are not the only thing, but then again, that doesn't mean it's not necessary. So yeah, I've explained this years ago too, that being an alpha is a 4-legged stool. Financially, intellectually, socially, and physically. It is a 4-legged stool. Finances are one leg of the stool. It's not a unicycle. It's a stool. I said that you claim you've been listening for years. Look at the chat room. Everybody else knows this. You claim you've been listening for years, and literally you're talking as if you just started listening 20 minutes ago. So I find it hard to believe you've been listening to me for any appreciable amount of time when you're asking questions that I answered years ago.
I've been on the phone with you before about 7 years ago. I mean, that podcast is probably long gone. You know, you're probably your old channel, but you.
No, sir. Right here on the business. No, sir. Right here on the business. And I've only had the business for 4 years.
So the thing is, you assume this guy is struggling, right?
Okay, let's go back to what I said. No. We're not going to skip over that. Let's go back to what I said. Your income does not make
what about the alpha?
Your income does not make you an alpha, nor does your income level tax bracket determine the level of respect that you get. You can be a rich.
Yes, I know that.
You can
be that.
Okay, but I'm having
like you said,
sir.
Rich tricks.
I explained this years ago, and this is news flash to you tonight. Your income level has zero to do. Your income level is not going to be a sole factor in whether or not you're respected.
Yeah, correct. I understand that.
I've never said it was.
Okay, I understand that. There's rich tricks, like you said, that after they get done, they go back. They probably got more money than the pimp, and I heard that, and they'll go back and give that same money to the pimp. But I would just, I'm specifically talking about that. Like you assume like this guy. He didn't have his own thing going on. You assume that he wasn't an alpha. A lot of us passport bros go overseas because we experience and we've gotten better respect. And I've lived over there.
That's not true.
Visit. I was living over there.
Sir, that's not true. Sir, that's not true.
You've spent an amount of time.
Sir, that is not true. Sir, last time, do not speak over the host. That is untrue. And the reason that we know it is untrue is because the women overseas, you liars, the women overseas do not see you all as anything valuable or special. You all popularize the term passport bros. There are no group of women overseas who are like, you know what you need is a black man with a passport looking for a woman overseas. There's nowhere where you all are seen by the women as a desirable group of men.
Is that your experience, or are you just speaking on what you heard?
No, sir. There's no place. You can't show me a single place overseas, YouTube, the internet, social media, anywhere else where females are checking for y'all and saying, hey, 2 thumbs up for the passport bros. Now, you can find plenty of that for Dubai. You can find plenty of that for the Arabs in the United Arab Emirates. You can find plenty of that for Zaddy. There is no place where folks are checking for you internationally saying, hey, we need some of them black males from America with a passport tricking. Now, that's what you don't see. There are no females on the internet or off the internet putting out a call for you all.
A call for us all. It's not about a call for us all.
Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is.
Going over there.
No, sir. If the women over there is no culture among the women in Thailand, whorehouse, Brazil, another whorehouse, Bangkok. There is no place over there where they're all sitting around saying, we want more of those black males from America with their passports. There isn't.
But we're not all going there. You
are. Okay, you just destroyed your own point. Areas. You just destroyed your own point, sir.
I didn't destroy my own point.
You just did.
Because the thing is, you're making it seem like there are passport bros, and all we do is go to the whorehouses. Actually, a lot of us don't just go.
Sir, it doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter where. The whorehouse, the airport, the college. There are no colleges in any of these other countries you all frequent where the females are looking for black males from America with their passports who are disillusioned about American women. There's nowhere that you are in demand where the females in these foreign countries are asking for you all's presence. Because none of them are benefiting from
yes,
it.
There is. There's many of them. There's many of those countries. But the thing is,
no. Show me a YouTube. Do not talk over the host. Show me a YouTube channel of females in Brazil asking for you all's presence. Tell us what it is.
Look at Dennis Spurtland.
Sir, I said a YouTube channel. Let me rephrase that. Not one with the men's weaving tall tales. I'm going to say this again. I only want to know about the females in those countries. Show me a YouTube channel run by the females in Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, Thailand, Bangkok, asking for you guys. Big up in you guys and talking about how great it is.
But the thing is,
now he just named a YouTube channel by a guy. I keep asking him, tell me the females who are validating y'all and confirming what you're saying, and he can't show us. All he can do is show me another guy. Show me the females.
I don't look at those channels, man.
Because, sir, name one. Name one.
I don't look at those channels. But
Hang
I'm
up the
sure
phone.
they're on there.
Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. You're done. Hang up the phone.
That's what you do when you get a smoke.
You're done. There you go. You're done. If this is such an international thing and they're just so readily available, name the channels. Well, there's a dude I know. Okay, do you got somebody other than one of you guys? Oh, not really. All these channels on the internet, why Filipina P, they ain't putting out the call for you either? Actually, no, they're not. Actually, no, they're not. No, they ain't looking for you neither. Now, you all can sit up here and find plenty of channels run by chicks looking for Zaddy. Even if you don't like those chicks, by the way, they wide open, Cynthia G and the rest of their despicable ilk. You go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you can't get away from it. You go on TikTok and Instagram, you can't get away from it. Hashtag Zaddy, hashtag swirling, hashtag divestment. Can't get away from it. Where's the hashtag that the Brazilian women have created for the passport bros to let all the other Brazilian chicks know, hey, this is the bag. This is the bag right here. Where are the females over there to popularize that? If you guys are in such demand, shouldn't those women over there be asking for you? Shouldn't there be hashtags? Shouldn't there be groups? The college campuses, shouldn't the young females be lined up? Shouldn't they be lined up? Shouldn't they be? But they're not. But they're not. And they never have been. The only time you guys made the news, they was running you out of the country of Brazil. The only time you made the news, they ran you out the country of Brazil. Superstar for Peace, if you want to talk, you can get on Zoom. The link is pinned to the top of the chat room. Just click that blue bar with the lightning bolt. You were already told this. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. Otherwise, we're going to sign off without you. But don't sit up here and act like you have something to say here. The link is pinned right up there. Fellas, I don't care what you do with your passports. Don't sit up here and lie to people and tell us you found some cheat code with a passport. You're a lame in Chicago. You're going to be a lame in Nicaragua. It is what it is. And instead of you acknowledging, yeah, I'm pretty lame, America's a more competitive environment. I want to see if I can go to a place where a chick is struggling. Dude, there's plenty of chicks struggling in Chicago. Cut out the middleman. Cut out the middleman. Understand, fellas, you're not going to deal with the issue saying, well, hey, can't they just get a struggle dude over here? Just understand, yeah, a lot of the females don't see it that way, but that's the way it has always been. That's not going to change. To be the average guy 500 years ago, you needed 3 cows and a chicken. To be an average guy 100 years ago, you needed a job at the factory. To be an average guy 40 years ago, you needed a job at the GM plant or the government. To be the average guy 10, 20 years from now, you worked in telecommunications. You notice how that them 3 chickens and 4 cows, we way away from that. We're way away from that now. So, fellas, you need to update your files about what settling is. You need to update your files. But to the ladies, bad advice is going to cost you. Bad advice is going to cost you. Rihanna looks like a slap cold fool, dragging this handbag with feet around. Take a look at that right there. At least Ciara looks like she halfway wants to be around Russell Wilson. That's the crazy part. You never thought you would see something more insulting than the way that Ciara acts around Russell Wilson. You all thought you would never see something more insulting than the way that Ciara acts around Russell Wilson. You thought you'd never see it. And then you saw the sap. At least, you take a look at this. At least Russell didn't. If you want to know, could it be worse than Russell Wilson? Yeah, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse than Russell Wilson. It sure could. It sure could. At least Ciara looks like she wants to be, like she is not disgusted to be in his vicinity. Rihanna literally looks like, come on, old nigga. Come on, old useless nigga. Come on. Maybe she should act like she had some sense. Might have come in handy. Just saying. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the program that all of your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we're here. If you haven't been to our Patreon, the link is in the description. You definitely want to go ahead and join us for that. We'll be doing that 12 noon tomorrow like we always do. So you definitely want to be a part of that as well. Going to be doing a post-mortem on a couple of things here. Been a big, busy week. It has been a big, busy week, but it's been a big, busy week in a great way. So if yours wasn't the same, hey, maybe it's time to step the game up. Or if you can't, maybe it's time to accept your fate. But in any case, I want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will handle you.